All right. Greetings from Tokyo. This is Daisuke, and I very, very much hope that this live stream finds you well and in very, very good spirits wherever you are in the world, my dear friends. It's now Friday, where I am. Friday evening, so all is well. Let's wait a minute or so to begin in earnest, and the live chat should be open. I hope. Please feel free to leave behind a comment in the chat box, and then we'll go from there. I hope the volume is okay. Please let me know if the sound is okay from where you are. We will go from there. All right, so let's see. Trying out a whole bunch of things. Let's see, it might be better if I went this way, actually. Let's see, you know what? Leave it there for now. All right. So greetings from Tokyo, my dear friends. This is Daisuke. Once again, thank you very much. It's now Friday, the 10th of February, 2023, where I am. It's Friday evening, and I thought I might join you for a quick hello, a quick chat, again, in the live stream format. I do like this real-time discussion. And so it's Friday, or maybe where you are. I'm not sure what the time is exactly where you are, but I very much hope that this Friday finds you well and in good spirits. And so right now I've just finished work. I've just had a little bite to eat. So now I'm relaxing and just getting ready for the weekend. And a very quiet weekend for me. I think nothing of any major significant event or the like. So, but we shall see. So anyway, let's see. Mikhail is here. Kariel is here. It's nice to see you. Very early where you are. So thanks very much for stopping by despite the earliness of the hour where you are. So thank you very much, my dear friend. And first, you're here first. Well done. And JB was here. It's nice to see you as always. It's nice to see you. And thanks for checking the sound, by the way. Thank you. Timothy, our dear friend. It's nice to see you. Great. I know you caught only the very end of the last one. So it's nice to see you at the start of this one. So greetings from Tokyo. Chun Link is here. Hello. It's nice to see you. Timothy. Yes, you say it's early morning where you are as well. Banjo Watson. Oh, it's nice to see you, Banjo Watson. Thank you so much. Thank you so much for everything. And also, I thank you before, but let me thank you again for those maybe a couple months or so back. A month or so back, you very kindly gave some nice what is it, super thanks donations, and so I wanted to thank you in a video, and I think I did, but let me thank you here again for that. It really helped. I made some Blu-ray purchases, excuse me. So it was thank you so much for that, my dear friend. I very much appreciate it. I'm totally not deserving of your very kind attention. So but all the same, I'm very appreciative. So thank you very much. So Gongxi is here. It's nice to see you. Greetings from a Welshman living in Taiwan. Oh, I've never been to Taiwan, so I wonder how you are. So I hope all is well with you. Thank you so much. And Jonathan Reed is here. Hello. It's nice to see you. Gizmordor, dear friend, thank you so much. Thank you. Oh, Seth, it's nice to see you as always, and have a great Friday. Hopefully we can talk again soon. And Kevin is here. Oh, it's nice to see. Oh, Knock at the Cabin this evening. So I haven't seen it. I have heard a little bit about it. I know it's making quite an impact. I think it's part of the discussion. The M Night, and so I must say I'm not sure. I don't know. I haven't seen all of M Night's films, but it's I did see The Sixth Sense in the theater, and I did see Unbreakable in the theater as well. So I really enjoyed The Sixth Sense. But That was right, Tony Collette, right? And of course, there's Heredity and stuff. But that was, if you remember, it was around The Sixth Sense, or just I think prior to The Sixth Sense, which was the film called, it was what was it, Muriel's Wedding? Does anyone recall Muriel's Wedding? I really enjoyed that one as well. But anyway, I hope you enjoyed, and please let me know what you think of the film. Again, I've heard a number of really interesting things about it. So very, very nice indeed. I think I saw a review. I'm a big fan of Mark Kermode. I really love Mark Kermode's reviews. I think he's such a cool person. So I think I saw his review of Knock at the Cabin. So it was very interesting. I also saw his review for Avatar: The Way of Water. So I thought that was also a very interesting review from Mark Kermode. Very exciting stuff indeed. So I haven't yet seen Avatar, by the way. So maybe I'm one of the few people on Earth who have yet to see Avatar: The Way of Water. So not that I'm not interested. I'm very interested. It's just it's a little bit hard for me to get to the theater with just a number of things that are on my plate as of late. But hopefully one day I'll be able to catch up with that. As I say, though, I'm very bad when it comes to catching up with new releases and recent releases in the theater. So anyway, thank you so much. Gizmortar is here. You say you were here. You said hello before, of course, and you continue on and you say a couple of films I have lined up for the weekend: The Getaway and The Outfit, both first-time watches. Oh, well done. So Gizmortar, let me know what you think of those. Anytime. You can always reach out to me on YouTube. I should say too that I'm trying to spread my social media wings a little bit, and so I'm trying to do a little bit more on Twitter. Although I'm not really honest. I'm still not sure how to use Twitter in all its capacities, but so I'm trying to post more on Twitter and also on Instagram. So if ever you want to reach out to me, you can try one of those two platforms as well. Again, trying to spread my wings a little bit more on social media. And so if you want to join me there, I'm always happy to see you. So I've already met a few people already on Twitter that I've talked to, say on Instagram or YouTube. So it's always nice to say, that's such and such a person. Oh, it's nice to see you. So it's always great to make those connections. And so again, Twitter and Instagram. You can follow me, but you don't have to. I don't mind either way, whatever works for you. And so again, whatever works for you. I'm very happy if you want to follow, but I'm totally understanding if you don't want to follow. So whatever works for you, my dear friends. Again, trying to spread my wings, and what's the phrase? Oh, and you are the wind beneath my wings. I really like that song. I love the bit in that song, by the way, when Bette Midler sings the bit when she's just fly, fly. I love that part of the song. But anyway, what was it? So anyway, yes. So Avatar. I haven't seen Avatar: The Way of Water yet. Is it called? It's called The Way of Water, right? Yeah. All right. So okay. Sorry about. Here we go. Mikhail says, "What are you going to see this weekend?" I'll watch a Chilean documentary, A Nostalgia for the Light. Oh, really interesting. Thank you. So, I'm not sure what I'm going to watch this weekend. I might catch up with maybe rewatching Naked Lunch, the David Cronenberg directed film. I did hear a few days ago about Arrow Films announcement about the 4K release of Naked Lunch. So I'm very excited about that. I think Naked Lunch is a really wild film. So strange and so wonderfully bizarre, and at the same time filled with a lot of heart. I'm trying to make the case during my Cronenberg discussions. I'm trying to make the case about how part of what I call the Cronenberg aesthetic is the human drama at the heart of all of his films, or arguably all of his films, or most of his films, I should say. And so there's always a intimate relationship that is at the core of each of his films. Now, whether that human relationship is on the rocks, or maybe it's on the brink of being torn apart, or maybe there is a type of union or connection, whether it's emotional and or psychological and or sexual, and or familial and or familiar, etc. So that's one of my points, and so that makes me therefore believe that David Cronenberg, is one of the most maybe not just transhumanism in terms of his film, but very humanist in terms of his films. And what I mean by that is that I really believe that his films are very much about emotional core relationships. You see that in films like History of Violence. You see that in films like The Dead Zone, which I spoke about recently. Even a film like The Brood, or even Videodrome, definitely Maps to the Stars, or even recently Crimes of the Future. Cannot wait to speak about that one, by the way. And also in films like Naked Lunch, I would argue, in terms of the leads. So, but I'm very excited about the Arrow release. Very, very excited. I haven't pre-ordered my copy yet, but I should try to get around to doing that very soon. Let's see. Haruko is here. Hello, it's nice to see you. Oh, I've just bought Grave of the Fireflies. Yes, and wondered what you thought of it. I've also started a Miyazaki binge. Okay, interesting. Yes. So, truth be told, of course, Grave of the Fireflies, I know it's part of the Studio Ghibli films. Takahata and Miyazaki being, I think, perhaps two very prominent names under that studio house, of course. And so you're talking about this Takahata work. Although, of course, Hayao Miyazaki has a number of very, very heralded and very highly acclaimed works as well. But when you're speaking of Grave of the Fireflies, yes, this is one of the most emotionally impactful works, and so it's very, very, very emotional. So please let me know what you think about it after you've seen it. I'd very much love to hear your thoughts about it anytime. Anytime at all. Let's see. And Timothy says Titanic is running here in the theater. Just discussing the possibility of getting to see it with my wife. Oh, really nice. So I saw Titanic in the theater as well when it was released initially back in the late 90s. Yeah, it was around the late 90s, right? 97 or 97, right? It was released, I think. So, yeah, so I remember going to see Titanic in the theater. So it's a very, very theatrical experience. So if you do decide to go, Timothy, I hope you and your wife enjoy it. I really do. I don't know if you've seen it in the theater already, but whether you have or not, I hope you enjoy this new upcoming screening. Excuse me. Sorry. I hope you enjoy this new upcoming screening very much so. I think I might have mentioned it on a video somewhere before, but I have when I went to the theater to see Titanic again back in the late 90s, whenever it was initially released, I had this thing about kind of a rule about when I sit down in the theater, because I saw it in the movie theater, Titanic, when I sit down in the theater, I have a rule where I don't want to leave my seat until the film is over. And that includes the opening credits and closing credits. So until the film is finally finished, I will not leave my seat. I want to remain in the theater and watch the entire thing. That was my rule. And so that means, of course, if I have to, if nature calls and I want to use, say, the restroom or something, I will kind of patiently wait until the film is over. And then after it's over, I will then find myself to the restroom and the like, and so all that stuff. So that was my general rule. But Titanic really tested that rule for me because, again, I was in the theater, and it's a very long film for those who know the film Titanic. It's quite long in terms of running time, but I as usually when I go to the movie theater, I use the restroom before the film starts. So, and then I can sit down and kind of relax with the film. You know what I mean? But maybe I was watching the film and I was getting into it, and maybe I don't know, maybe about, oh gosh, maybe not quite halfway into the film, I was starting to feel again the call of nature. And so maybe I had maybe I drank my beverage or something like that, and because of that, I was feeling a little bit of the call of nature. And so, but I was very intent on watching the film to the very end, and so I was very much just watching the film, but still just trying to be somewhat maybe patient, or trying to be trying to again wait my turn. Again, when the film was over, then I would plan to go to the restroom and take care of business. So, but I was just becoming more and more, how should I put, agitated, and the call of nature was becoming more and more pronounced, to the point of it was almost kind of unbearable. And so, but I was still quite eager and intent on maintaining my rule of staying to the very end. And so I was watching Titanic, and of course, not only was I feeling the call of nature about a little bit prior to halfway into the film, and then as the film progressed, I was just getting that urge was becoming stronger and stronger and stronger. And compounding that, if you can imagine, again, I don't want to spoil the film Titanic for those who have not yet seen the film, so I'll try to be as vague as possible. But there is a lot. It's a boat, it's a ship, Titanic. It's on the water, and there's a lot of water scenes, and there's a lot of shaking and a lot of swaying and back and forth, and there's a lot of water hitting walls and crashing through doors and going down hallways and people going into water and splashing and all this stuff. And so I was watching all this spectacle on the big screen, this water crashing through doors and windows and splashing and flopping in the water and droplets and all this, and all this type of water flow and liquid flowing down hallways and stuff. And it was becoming so unbearable. This call it was so unbearable. It was very, very. It was one of the most unbearable, intense movie going experiences for me because of that and all the water crashing and stuff. But I stuck with it to the end, and I went and believe me, when it was done, I rushed out of there as quickly as possible. And I went to the restroom, and it was quite an ordeal. It was really, really an ordeal. So from that point on, I had maybe resolved to amend my rule, so that if I were to feel the call of nature, even during a film, I would say, to heck with it. I will go politely excuse myself from the theater, even in mid-film. Of course, much to the chagrin, I'm sure, of people around me who would want to stay as focused and concentrated as possible. I try my very best to not disrupt their viewing experiences to the extent possible. I'd excuse myself and go to the restroom even in mid screening. So that's my Titanic story in a nutshell. I enjoyed the film, though, very much. 3D. Oh, well, 3D. Well done. All right. Well, please let me know what you think of it. A 3D experience. Oh, okay. Jonathan Reed talks about The Color of Pomegranate. It's very nice. Personally, wasn't the biggest fan. Just wondered if you've seen. Yes, I have. Yes, I haven't spoken about it, but I have seen it. There have been a number of releases on it, so including the Criterion release. Although I must say that the other releases too, I think, show various sides to it, which I think it's definitely. I'm glad you were able to catch up with it, though. Well done. Chunling says, just learned that there's going to be a 70mm screening of Dersu Uzala at the BFI South Bank. Oh, that's very interesting. Very interesting indeed. Wow. Anyone who's able then to go see Dersu Uzala at that screening, well done. And Chunling, thank you so much for this information. And wow, that's really cool. I wish I could go see that as well. Omesh, our dear friend, Hal from South Africa. It's nice to see you. Very nice to see you. Um, oh, okay. Lucas Duck Forever. It's nice to see you. Um, so you mentioned two films, Banshees of Inisherin and Babylon. You recommend both films. I have seen neither of these films yet. I have heard a number of things about them, not least of which because of their recent awards attention during this critical awards season. And you recommend both, so it's well done. Thank you so much. Thank you. Oh, Haruko asks about Noe, Gaspar Noe. So I haven't spoken about his works with any great detail, but while I wouldn't call myself a fan per se, but I find his how should I put it, no holds barred approach to be very provocative, and I think that provocation is. I mean, I think that provocation is always done for a point. It's always done for a point, and I think it's done in a very heavily, I think, stylized way, oftentimes. But that stylized way is never, I think, in any way an impediment to the content itself. Yes, I've never felt that way so far. Um, oh wow, very good, nice. Shadows, Cairo Station, Return to Seoul, and Saint Omer. Oh, very nice indeed. Very nice indeed, Omesh. Thank you so much. Seth MT. Oh, it's nice to see you, Seth MT. Thank you so much again. I remember those comments that you left, I think maybe around a few weeks back. Do I recall correctly, there was a comment too about David Lynch and his channel around the time of the passing of Badalamenti. So anyway, you say hello Daisuke. So hello Seth MT. You say, have you seen that Sight and Sound have extended their critics poll list to the top 250 greatest films? There's some very exciting picks on there. Yes, I did see that list, in fact, and I think if I remember correctly, there were some really nice inclusions there. Like I was very happy to see works like Suspiria, for example. It was very, very exciting to see that. And also, um, I think also there was, it also, I think, created an interesting conversation point about series because of the inclusion, if I recall correctly, of Twin Peaks: The Return, right? So, which is an interesting conversation point as well. And also Twin Peaks: Fire Walk with Me was included there as well, if I remember correctly. So I was also very happy to see that. So we're in the midst of Twin Peaks: Fire Walk with Me discussions here. I don't know if, it's like when will I finish the Twin Peaks: Fire Walk with Me discussion? So don't worry, it won't take 25 years. It will take less than 25 years, and that I promise. But yes, I did see the extension of the list beyond the top 100. So I don't remember exactly off the top of my head, but yes, some really nice inclusions there. Very interesting. What did you think? Let me know what you think in the comment section. Anytime. It's nice to see you, by the way. Thank you. It'll be very interesting if Daisuke talks about the Sight and Sound list. Yes, really. Thank you. Is it interesting to hear me talk about it? Oh, thank you so much for that. I'm very flattered that you might find anything that I might have to say about it to be interesting. So thank you so much. I am very honored by that attention. Thank you. Yes, rest in peace, Burt Bacharach. Yes. Yeah, it was again very sad news about his passing. Austin Powers too. I saw Austin Powers in the theater as well. Yeah. Okay. Yes. You didn't see it in the theater, so and you say your wife doesn't like it at all. That's okay. Not a problem. Not a problem at all. Horrible show. So have a great great day at work, my dear friend. We should again. I know we have to pick up the conversation about what I'm talking about. So you can either drop me a line or I'll drop you a line, whatever you feel like, my dear friends. Thank you so much. Lukazak Forever says, best anecdote ever about Titanic. I appreciate your stoicism. Oh, thank you so much for that. Thank you. Yes. So, yeah, never again will I dare to find myself in that position. So I will never ever do that. It's not worth it, at least from my point of view. Let's see. Oh, Caleb. Oh, it's nice to see you. And you say thoughts on The Sopranos. Just finished season 3 and loving it so far. Yeah. So I'm, I enjoy The Sopranos very much. I wouldn't call myself the biggest expert when it comes to Sopranos, but I do enjoy it very much. So you say you're in season 3, so I don't want to speak too much about it because I want to preserve as much surprise and effect, first time view effect for you as possible. So I very much hope that you enjoy. I assume you will continue through those seasons following 3. So please enjoy. Oh, wow. Comrade's almost a love story. Very nice. Let's see. Greetings from Germany. And so this is from Extra. Sorry, this is my eyesight. Extra KS. So thank you so much. Thank you. Sorry about that. Let me try to make this bigger. Hold on. Give me 1 second. There we go. Okay. That's better. All right. Thank you. Oh, Mikhail says, going to yoga. And the music they sometimes play is so Twin Peaks, it creates a dreamy atmosphere. Oh, that's interesting. That's very interesting. Yoga class. I could, if there was a yoga class near where I was. I'm not so good with yoga. I like going to the gym, and I like exercising and the like, and I enjoy swimming, and actually I like to go to studio classes. But I've never been a yoga person myself, but I think if there was a yoga class that offered yoga classes using the music and either the style of Twin Peaks music or in fact the actual music of Twin Peaks, that would be really great. Or David Lynch films or anything in general, that would be really cool. Really cool. And I definitely take that, or at least consider taking it. I don't know some of the, trying to do yoga pose, simple, I guess, basic yoga poses for me, because I would be an absolute beginner and my flexibility is very, very poor. But definitely, yes. So imagine doing yoga classes with songs like, I don't know, like Sycamore Trees. Could you imagine like doing a yoga pose and something, suddenly you hear it saying something like, I got idea, man. You take me for a walk. Oh, that would be so cool. I'd love to take a yoga class with that. That would be so cool. That would be so cool. If anyone, yes. Oh, gosh. Anyway, I hope you enjoy. Oh, Mitchell Thomas is here. Hello, it's nice to see you. Hello, Daisuke. Hope you're well. Wondering what you would like to be announced for the Criterion Collection next week. Oh, yes, that's right. So Criterion will probably make its announcements for the, month of, is it April or May? I forget. May, I think. Is it April or I forget? But yes, so that should be next week, or it's probably going to be next week. I don't know what they would announce. I'm very bad when it comes to guessing what Criterion will announce. I don't know. I'm always hoping for Edward Yang. Fingers crossed. But yeah, we shall see. We shall see. Again, I'm up for anything really. But I'm up for anything. I'm always. I always like the ones that are the big surprises. So I really enjoy those. But we shall see. Thanks very much. What do you think? What would you like to see Criterion announce? That would be an interesting. Let's see, interesting thing show as well. Oh, okay, Cooper W. Greetings from Australia. Can you recommend any 1970s espionage spy films? I'm a big fan of the Bond franchise and would like to discover some lesser-known films. Okay, well, that's great. So thank you, Cooper W. It's nice to see you in Australia. I hope you're well. I'm sure many other people in the chat might be better equipped to make full and robust recommendations much better than I could ever hope to. I suppose if I had to pull something out of my hat, proverbially speaking, my hat, I would say it's not a film, but one of my absolute favorite series, kind of TV series or miniseries or sort of limited run series. I think it's based, it depends on the US or UK broadcast. It's either like 5 episodes or 6 episodes, depending. I always forget the count here, but there's a series which was based upon the book by John le Carré. And the name of the series is called Tinker Tailor Soldier Spy. Now, I know there was a film adaptation maybe several years back with Gary Oldman. The story is the same, the author is the same, but there's in fact a series that was made in the United Kingdom many, many years ago, starring Alec Guinness in the starring role as a character called George Smiley. Now, that is to me, that's like Tinker Tailor Soldier Spy, the novel, and this TV adaptation are for me like it's like the this is like the absolute gold standard when it comes to suspense and spycraft films and adaptations and stories. I would say too that there's I don't know if you like the works of Jane Austen, but I always found that and I mean this in a very complimentary way, that John le Carré's writing, especially during what's called the Carla trilogy, one of which being Tinker Tailor Soldier Spy, the other two being The Honorable Schoolboy and Smiley's People. Tinker Tailor Soldier Spy. This has a very much like it's also a type of comedy of errors or comedy of manners type of writing about it. There's a lot to do with the details and what people say and the little things, the little tiny details that really make a difference. Is this person who this person says this person is or not? And are there little clues or details that give the game up, as it were? So Tinker Tailor Soldier Spy, that's what I would recommend. But again, with Alec Guinness. Yes. Oh gosh, yes, Timothy. Yes, thank you very much. Water. Yeah. Oh, thank you very much, Haruko. Yes, and Capote, thank you very much for the recommendation. Thank you. I hope you're well. I'll talk to you again soon, my friend. Oh, Chung Links continue. Speaking of Dersu Ozala, I probably shouldn't be the most jealous. I was able to see the director's cut of Kagemusha on 35 millimeter a few months ago. Which was extremely beautiful. Oh, great! So the director's cut that has some extra stuff in it, right? More so than what's called the international cut. It's over 2 hours, right? The international cut is about 2 hours. Director's version or the Japanese release version is a little bit longer. There's some subplots that are included as well. That's really cool indeed. That's really, really cool indeed. That's a great, great, great. Yeah. Again, not to give too many details away for those who have not yet seen the film Kagemusha, but that is so so beautiful, so poetic. There's the way that the music interacts with the image in some key scenes in particular. That soundtrack, that score, so lovely. Boom, 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 and then wah, 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 wah. Oh yeah. That's amazing. That's absolutely amazing. And there's this idea of troops. There's a very famous scene early on, troops walking across the sunsets. It's like, how can you have so many elements combined in a single shot like this? It should be theoretically impossible, but Kurosawa and company managed to do it, and while revealing some key points of the plot while they're at it. So everything's going on at once in this. It's amazing. But anyway, yes. What's the line in Japanese? Oyakata-sama wa are ni gozaru wa, and they all stand and point. Yeah. That's amazing. That's an amazing film. 1980, right? Yeah. So I forget it. I'm getting very bad with my years lately. So, okay. Udo is here. Telsnick, it's nice to see you again. And you say, I'm currently enjoying Twin Peaks for the first time and following up each episode by viewing your videos. Oh, which are greatly enhancing my experience. That makes me very happy. Very, very happy indeed. I'm so thrilled to hear that. Thank you so much. I'm trying when I make those videos. I've seen the series many times, but I know that there are many people who have not yet seen the series or who are watching the series for the first time. So I structure all of the discussions so that everything up to that episode discussion is fair game, but everything beyond that I don't even touch. Or if even if I say something, it'll just be kind of in passing and not in any way hopefully trying to make it as vague as possible, or just not even considering spoiling anything that happens in the future. So that's always my hope that can happen. And please keep enjoying your Twin Peaks journey. That makes me so happy. I'm so happy whenever someone says, I'm watching Twin Peaks for the first time. That really makes me happy. It really, really makes me happy. Yeah. Thank you so much. Thank you. I had a very, very busy week at work this week, so I'm a bit. My batteries are needing a bit of a recharge. So comments like yours and many others here are doing wonders to help me recharge my batteries. So thank you so much. Kai, talk about recharging batteries, my dear friend. It's always nice to hear from you. Talking to you is always like a lovely, it's like a lovely burst of sunshine. So it's nice to see you. Shopping some Criterion. Oh, well done. What you're gonna get? I hope everything is well with you, my friend. We haven't spoken late. I think I know you're busy with things, so I hope that all is well with you and the like. So, and anyway, I hope you're well. And cheers. Yes, thank you. Where was I? Here we go. Let's see. Next is, have you seen Miracle Mile? Oh, Winslow, hello. Have you seen Miracle Mile, Daisuke? So, yes, but I don't own it. So I don't even know if it's been released anywhere. So it's with what's his name? Anthony Edwards. Is that right? Is that the film that you're talking about? I think. I hope. Like Mayor Whittingham, I think. But Cooper. Okay, well done. Thank you. Oh wow, Umesh. Yes, Umesh with the Mizoguchi reference. Well done. That would be very interesting. Yes, as well. Mizoguchi does have a fairly healthy representation in Criterion Collection, but of course, many more Mizoguchi films out there than are currently in Criterion. That's for sure. So that would be so great. Oh yes, well done, Jason, with the 70s spy thriller film "Say 3 Days of the Condor." Well done, fantastic. Oh, as Mikhail says, speaking of series, have you seen True Detective? Season 1 has been so important to me. Oh yes, uh, what's his name? Woody Harrelson. I really love Woody Harrelson. I mean, of course, Matthew McConaughey is it's what was that? It was part of the McConaissance. Although I think for me, the height of the McConaissance was the bit where someone edited that scene from Interstellar. Someone edited the scene from Interstellar with him like crying and edited into like shots of the Star Wars The Force Awakens trailer. And that to me was I think for me the height of the McConaissance. But anyway, the yes, what was it? Oh yes, a True Detective season 1. Yes, so I really I really enjoyed all the performances and what was the line? Right, my family's been here a long time or something. And then there's a bit, again, I don't want to go into too many details, but I think one of my favorite scenes is or when he does that with right or Matthew McConaughey does, and then the bit with there's a bit of dialogue happening about what a character has been doing for all this time, and then he says one thing, but you see actually in the frame something else entirely. What he's doing with like like a frozen dinner or something. And that's like to me one of the most it's like one of the most brilliant moments. But anyway, let's see. Timothy's Yojimbo coming to 4K. Oh, is that true? Wow. Got to get Yojimbo 4K. Oh, is that true? If that's the case, maybe we might get a Yojimbo 4K announcement from Criterion next week. I don't know. That would be great. I'd certainly be there if that happens. I've mentioned it before. That was the first Akira Kurosawa film I saw as a kid. It was on a pretty bad VHS copy, but it was really great. Really, really great. That's really great. Yeah. Oh, Steve Moody, thank you so much, my dear friend. That's very kind of you. Thank you. Thank you. Oh, Mikhail continues. I've only seen Seven Samurai, which I loved, but I also had to follow your curated list of Kurosawa. Oh, wow. Yes. I made a curated list of Kurosawa, right? So that was a few years ago now, right? I did this whole thing about Kurosawa, and that I think it was patterned after the Ingmar Bergman set from Criterion or something, right? And so I thought it would be interesting to get a curated Kurosawa list. So, gosh, maybe I should try to revisit. I know what number one is, but I forget. I kind of remember the rest of the order, but I don't remember the entire list off the top of my head. But it's slowly but surely coming back to me. But yeah, I do remember bits and pieces of that. Actually, no, it's coming back to me more clearly now. In fact, so yeah. Thanks so much for remembering that. You remember better than I do. That's really, really quite lovely. Thank you very much. That really means a lot. Thank you so much. Really, that's amazing. It's really amazing. A number of people know the channel videos again better than I do. You're really amazing. Thank you. That warms my heart to no end. Thank you. Mitchell, thank you. And you say, are you excited about the second site release of Martin? Am I excited? Am I excited? Yeah. Oh my goodness. Am I excited? Is Roy Orbison like one of the most fantastic singers ever? Yes, I'm totally excited. Yes, of course. Yes, I have my pre-order down. Can't wait. I'm looking at that white box picture. Oh my goodness. And the black and white version, right? I think that's part of the proceeds. I have the Japanese Blu-ray. Very proud owner of that. I love that film. It's so quirky and it's really talk about a human drama story from Romero. Oh, and company. Wow. Can't wait for that to be part of the conversation more now as well. So I just recently, actually, just now, I followed on Twitter like a couple hours ago, or like an hour ago. I followed on Twitter like the George A. Romero Foundation Twitter account. So like all these pictures and stuff about George Romero. And so someone had posted a picture of Dawn of the Dead Socks or something like that. So I want to have Dawn of the Dead Socks. I wish I had Dawn of the Dead Socks. But there's the rub, because I would think if I had Dawn of the Dead Socks, I probably wouldn't wear them because I would want to keep them as pristine as possible because they were Dawn of the Dead Socks. Why would I want to wear Dawn of the Dead Socks? I want to keep them, have them. So it'd be like I'd buy the Dawn of the Dead Socks, but I just keep them up and not wear them. So it would make them even more on a special. Maybe put Dawn of the Dead Socks, maybe, I don't know, Christmas decoration or something like that. But anyway, Dawn of the Dead. Wow, those look so cool. But anyway, let's see. Oh, by the way, the sweater, I don't know. I like the sweater because it has a kind of, I'm not sure, I know it's not quite the same, but it has a kind of I don't know, like Mrs. Voorhees vibe. I don't know. Anyway. Are there any does anyone get this reference again? All right, so anyway, okay. All right. Let's see. Oh, okay, Cooper, thank you so much. Mwandishi, thank you. Greetings. Nice to see you. Joshua, nice to see you. It's nice to see you. So this is Robin Cleaver. So hello, Robin Cleaver. It's nice to see you. And you say, love your videos so much. Your series on the Bergman and Varda box sets were very important for me and my film education. Always excited to see a video from you. Well, isn't that nice? Thank you so much. I am very honored by that. I wish I could follow up your wonderful comment by proclaiming that I'm a highly qualified, say, film scholar or academic, to be deserving of such a lovely comment like this from you. But alas, I am very, very, very far from being in such league. In fact, I'm not at all qualified as a film critic or scholar or academic or reviewer. So in that spirit, I'm I'm all very, very honored to receive this lovely comment from you. Thank you very much for considering those videos in that way. And also thank you for watching the Bergman films and the Varda films. That Agnes Varda set is really quite lovely. I had such a lovely time with that set exploration. There are a number of films. Varda, Agnes Varda is a very interesting, almost kind of experimental filmmaker. And I love her boldness in putting herself in a number of her works. There's a very much a biographical point to it. And there's some aspects I think work especially well. And there are other aspects too where I think she's so funny and quirky with her choices, even to the point where she's willing almost to poke fun at herself, almost in a way, type of pastiche or type of self-portrait that is always winking at the audience, which I find very refreshing, but never lacking in substance. So yeah, thank you so much. Thank you. It's really nice to see you, Robin. Thank you so much for that lovely comment. Thank you. Lucas Forever. So Deadwood. So I haven't seen Deadwood. I've heard about Deadwood. Many people have recommended it to me, but no, I haven't seen Deadwood yet. Thank you. Calzone King. It's a great name. So hi Daisuke, big fan. Jumped in this week with my first Criterion blind buy. 5 easy pieces. Oh, excited to watch tonight. Well, welcome. So is this your first blind buy from Criterion, or is this your first Criterion purchase ever? Not sure. In any event, I hope you enjoy this. I don't want to say anything more about the film 5 easy pieces, because I want to preserve the surprise for you, or the surprises for you as possible. So anytime, Calzone King, you want to talk to me or anyone else about that, you can always reach out to me, the YouTube comments or Instagram or Twitter. I'm around. So thank you so much for letting me know. So Hirsch is here. Greetings from Hiroshima. Oh, wow. Hiroshima. Wonderful. Just getting into Taiwanese films. Oh, great. Watched E in Taipei store and loved them. Looking for a copy of Millennium Mambo, but can't find it. Any other recommendations? So I would say for me, again, I don't want to get, if I started a conversation about this, I don't know if I would end it. So I'll try to be as brief as possible. Check out A Brighter Summer Day and Terrorizers, both by Edward Yang. I hope you're well, my friend. Thank you so much. Robin, oh yes, continues. Lovely. You say, recently watched Yojimbo for the first time. The only previous Kurosawa I had seen was Ran, which I adored. Yojimbo just didn't do anything for me, unfortunately. Too silly or something, I'm not sure. That's okay. You know what? That's so cool, though, because you watched it, maybe you said after Ran, so it was one of your early Kurosawa watches. So as I mentioned before, it was one of my earliest Kurosawa watches as well. So in that way, we have a nice connection. So we have similarities. So I feel honored to be in the same company as you. So thank you so much for giving me that lovely honor, Robin. You really bless, and not a problem. You say it just didn't do anything for you. Nothing unfortunate about that at all. There's no need to feel bad about that. A film, sometimes it just doesn't work, and so it doesn't work. So, but you can express that anytime. And you say too silly or something. I'm not sure. There is a way. There is a type of buoyancy about it that might seem a bit off. I totally understand that. Kind of goes. It's kind of a zigzag effect, and so it might have a sense of maybe feeling out of place in areas. So I can totally understand that. Not a problem. But you gave it a shot, so you gave it a try. So good for you for that. So, what did you think of Ron, by the way? Yeah. Oh gosh, Mondo Chelovek movies. Um, right. Uh, you know, I was just trying to make up my Razudox what to do with the evening. And lo and behold, Mondo, our dear friend John, one of the great YouTube channels, by the way. If you can take a moment, check out Mondo Chelovek movies. Not only was he so generous with his time to stop by on this channel and be a guest, it was a really great thing. And John, all your fans came on and were like, "Oh yeah, we love you, John. Oh, it's nice to meet you." So I met so many new people because of all your great fan base. You're such a popular guy, and well deserving of that fan base as well. So thanks so much for that. But more important, but more so than that, or more fundamentally than that, it's because you're such a great personality, great person. Again, you watch John Armando Chelovek's movies, YouTube channel, and that's the guy. That's the real deal. I had the great honor of speaking with him off camera as well, and sharing it. He like just little things on Instagram or just on a message he sent me. So I was checking out the Universal Classic Monsters 4K. He was saying to me, and he says, "Yeah, this is," and you didn't have to do that, but you just went into detail about what certain bits worked and what were maybe some technical issues or something that he saw. So those are that's the kind of kindness that Mondo Celovic movies exhibits. And that's the stuff that he's so kind. Again, it's not because he wants to. It's not for the sake of it's he's kind because he's kind. It's the real deal. So if you're looking for the real deal, if you're looking for this lovely kind of energy for cinema, and it's in the name, and you look at the name, you think, oh gosh, you get where he's coming from, and you get where that energy's come from. It's all there. So anyway, check out the YouTube channel and subscribe. It's really great. It's nice to see you, my dear friend. Thank you. Naked Island. Oh yes, yes. Well done. That's a work indeed. So the Naked Island. Yes, Shindo. It's a kind of not, I wouldn't say overlooked filmmaker, Japanese filmmaker, but not enough of Shindo's works are available outside of Japan. He's got so many weird, great films that are just waiting for, I think. I mean, they've been released domestically here in Japan, but they're DVDs or Blu-rays that don't have English subtitles, etc. So I think the availability of many of Shindo's works is quite limited outside of a Japanese audience or Japanese-speaking audience. But if ever that makes it possible, and yes, the Naked Island. Wow, that's such a great film. So I'm so glad that you said that. So, Jeanette Hasley is here. Hello. And you say, your passion makes you qualified. Well, isn't that nice? Thank you so much indeed. That's I'm I'm you've caught me off guard. I wasn't expecting that. So thank you so much. Wow, very lovely. Very lovely. Thank you. I hope you have a great rest of the day where you are in the world. Oh, Mikhail, yes. By the way, one of the things that motivated me to go to yoga is Kimnyuk spring, summer, fall, winter, and spring. One of the most beautiful experiences I've ever had. Oh, well done. I recommend it to everyone. Well done. He's Mortar, yes. I'm a big Matthew McConaughey fan. To me, he will always be. We're some from Dazed and Confused. Speaking of Dazed and Confused, there will be some Dazed and Confused Criterion attention very, very soon. Yes, well done. Well done. Seth. Oh, what is that Marseille trilogy set behind you? Oh, yes. So this is the Criterion release. Penul work Marseille trilogy from Criterion with the 3 films. Marius, Fanny, and Cesar. And so this is spine number 881. So very, very exciting cycle of works. Very dramatic. There's a lot of, I don't want to go into too many details. It's highly recommended. I don't know if you can maybe you can watch it on the Criterion channel or streaming. I'm not sure, but this is a great Blu-ray. It's still in print, I think. Someone told me the Steven Soderbergh films fell out of print. Is that right? In Criterion? Wow. Yeah. Oh, Jovial Josh. whenever I see Jovial Joshua Deerfriend, I think of Dario Argento, and I mean that in a positive way because I love your Dario Argento journey. And so you say, "Hi Daisuke, what are some of your biggest guilty pleasure films? I have a feeling a certain View to a Kill might be one. Maybe that's not guilty. I don't know. It's a bit guilty for me." Oh, that's interesting. Thank you. I don't consider a view. I love A View to a Kill. It's my favorite James Bond film. I don't consider it a guilty pleasure. Maybe I might have I've done before, but now I don't. I'm not at all ashamed of. Well, I guess maybe feeling shame is not. I know that's not what you mean when you say guilty pleasure, but I guess what I'm trying to say is, um, I used to feel that way, but now I feel like if I enjoy a film, it's my pleasure is I think it's good to feel pleasure. I'm all for feeling pleasure. I love feeling pleasure. So if I can feel pleasure, then I always like to think there's no reason to feel guilty about it. So that's I think where I come from. Again, I don't mean any disrespect to your great question, though. I know what you're talking about, but just a little caveat: I don't quite consider it that way. Um, I, I learned a valuable lesson many years ago, which was I was I just was starting to be active on Facebook, and it was uh, just slowly but surely getting to know a number of people. I'm not so active on Facebook anymore, not for any specific reasons. Just I really wish I had more time to do more things on Facebook, and like I just don't have as much time as I would like. But when I was starting to be active on Facebook, I met someone online, and this person was a film fan, and she very kindly reached out to me, and maybe it was in Criterion or other label related group or something like that. And so we would have conversations, right? And it was really lovely, and I made a post or something. Maybe it's still there about I was disparaging. I was very I didn't mean any harm by it. I didn't mean any disrespect, but now I think about it back on it now, and I think I kind of struck an unfortunate, maybe slightly disrespectful tone about the film, which was called Zombievers. And I have the Blu-ray somewhere on the shelf here, but Zombievers, I was saying, oh, here's Zombievers, ha ha ha, or something like that. Again, nothing. I didn't mean any harm by it. I thought it was just kind of a very innocent type of comment, nothing more, nothing less. But this Facebook friend came to me, and she, very earnest and without any malice, not being angry or upset. She just very, very in a happy tone and in a very earnest way, she said to me, "I love that film. That's such a great film, Zombievers. I remember it's just having such a good time." And at that moment, I felt so bad. I felt really bad, and it taught me this great lesson, which was, um, I have to think more about 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 how I regard cinema in my head, and so I have to be more conscious of the fact that my viewpoint is not like universal, and my way of thinking is not, of course, shared by everyone because it's just me, and who am I? I'm a nobody, right? But the point is that a film will have an effect on someone somewhere. And so, and people take that very seriously because I know from experience that I take that very seriously in my own cinema journey. And so, the very least I could do is to try to express that in a way that hopefully will be as respectful to people's cinema journey as I hope. So, from that point on, I've tried to be more open-minded than I think I expressed myself at that particular moment. It wasn't my finest hour, that's for sure. But this person was so kind in not making me feel guilty, not and totally understanding, but still expressing to me, "Oh, I really love this film." And so, Zombievers, yes, that taught me a very valuable lesson. And so, from that point on, I don't like to consider things "quote unquote" guilty pleasures. I kind of consider them more as pleasures. And so in that regard, I think of View to I love A View to a Kill. And like this idea of highbrow, lowbrow. I kind of try to get away from that a little bit because um, I understand certain categories that I think are easily attributable to certain types of films. I totally get that, but there, um, all things being equal, I mean, if we think to cinema as being non-quantifiable, of course, one can try to quantify it in terms of a rating or in terms of a grade or something like that. But I could never quantify it in my head, like how many stars or something. It's impossible to reduce it. So in that regard, the pleasure that I get from, say, watching quote unquote a highbrow film, I think is of equal merit, and of the same type of feeling that I get from the pleasure that I get from watching quote unquote a lowbrow film. And I use these quotes very thickly because I don't like to use those phrases anymore. And so I try to resist that type of conversation. Because I try to say, like I don't, for instance, like I don't want to say, oh, I watch a Criterion film and then I watch somewhere I don't look at Criterion, like for instance, I don't look at Criterion quite in that way. In terms of, I just look at it as like it's a source of pleasure, just like other places or labels or other studios or other filmmakers provide a kind of source of pleasure. And I think, especially as I'm getting older, and especially when I realize, I should try to be a little bit healthier. I should try to watch my weight, and I should try, considering my health and stuff, because the older I get, unfortunately, the more I realize the less time I have on this earth. And so if I think about my limited time, and also if I think too about all the loved ones that I have lost in my life is not filled with sadness or tragedy. I don't want to suggest that at all. But the point is that I do know loved ones I know that I want to follow their example and try to value my limited time here as much as possible. And if I can do that in a way that, again, recognizes the pleasure of cinema without any type of filter, then that to me is kind of like the peak of my happiness in my cinema journey. Now, that is not to say that I am disparaging anyone who uses those labels or uses those phrases in their no, not at all. So I don't mean to disparage like anyone here who might have that viewpoint. Good for you. If you have that viewpoint, you have the way of your regarding your own cinema journey, more power to you. I'm totally supportive of that. You should do that in a way that fits your comfort zone and comfort level, and comfort level in speaking and talking about cinema as well as regarding it. But again, just from my own experience and the way I view my own cinema journey, I don't usually think of that in those terms anymore. Yeah. Sorry about that. I've totally lost track of what I said. But anyway, A View to a Kill. I'm a big fan of A View. It's my favorite Bond film. Absolutely my favorite Bond film. I love A View to a Kill. I absolutely love A View to a Kill. I love Grace Jones' glasses in A View to a Kill. You know those glasses? I wish I had her glasses. My goodness. I love, should I try my very poor Grace Jones impression? This is Grace Jones, Mayday, from A View to a Kill. Okay. Get on, damn it. That's my Grace Jones from A View to a Kill. All right. Anyway, my dear friend, I hope you have you. Thanks for reminding me, Jovial. I have to order dark glasses, the Blu-ray. So let me do that after this chat's over. All right. Let's see. Is George Romero your Spielberg? I don't know what that means exactly. Not sure exactly what that means, but if you're asking if George Romero is a filmmaker that I admire a lot, the answer is yes. Yes. Damn Dirty Ape. Oh, well done. Well done. Is this a reference to the Planet of the Apes series, by the way? I love the Planet of the Apes series, by the way. My favorite music from the series, by the way, is Escape from the Planet of the Apes. If that's worth anything to anyone. Ba, 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 da, na, 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 na. Bow, bow, bow. I love that. Yes. Anyway, sorry. I'm so sorry. Sorry. What's the best way to start Twin Peaks? Start from the beginning. Start with the pilot, and when you watch the pilot, try to watch the television broadcast pilot. Try that one rather than the international version. Or watch that one later, but that's my suggestion. Jacer F, hello, it's nice to see you. What's your opinion on Paul Thomas Anderson? Yes, I have yet to see Licorice Pizza. I have not yet seen Licorice Pizza, much to my shame and chagrin. I have not yet seen that. I have to catch up with that one. But I was just thinking of Paul Thomas Anderson just a few hours ago. In fact, so that's quite a neat coincidence. Maybe there's a bit of maybe it's the Shining thing. I don't know, but I mean that in a good way too. It's like, do you want to have some ice cream? That kind of Shining thing. But anyway, what was it? Where is it? Paul Thomas Anderson. Yes. So Paul Thomas Anderson, I'm a fan, a big fan. I've seen a number of works, not all of his works, but a number of works in the theater. And so, for instance, I'm blank. So like Magnolia, I remember seeing in the theater so many times. I've mentioned this before, but I love Magnolia, and I love Amy Mann's songs in Magnolia. And I've mentioned the song Save Me. Do you know that song, Save Me? There's a lyric in the song Save Me. I've mentioned this before. Let's say it again, which is when that film came out, like when did that film come out? Like the late 90s, early 2000s, something like that. So I saw it in the theater. I think I was still like in college or something, or early undergraduate days, I think. And so, but there's a word in the Amy Mann song, "Save Me," which was, you look like a tourniquet. Oh no, I'm sorry. You look like, what is it? No, I got that wrong. The line is, you look like a perfect fit for a girl in need of a tourniquet. And so I didn't know what the word tourniquet meant. And so and when I looked up the word and the meaning, I found it to be, wow. So again, ever since then, I've always been fascinated by the use of the word tourniquet as used by Amy Mann in Save Me. I had a similar experience with a film called Hellbound Hellraiser 2. Again, not to get into too many details for those who have not yet seen this brilliant film, by the way. This is a horror film, brilliant film, Hellbound Hellraiser 2. But there's a character in that film, Hellbound Hellraiser 2, that says the word, or the line of dialogue, which is, what was today's agenda? Ah, yes, evisceration. Ah, ha, ha, ha. So the word evisceration, the meaning of this totally escaped me, went over my head as a kid when I watched this film. But I was a kid. I was very young when I watched this film, but I didn't know what the word evisceration meant. But I looked it up in the dictionary. Oh, that's what evisceration, and I found the meaning of the word evisceration. Oh, that's what evisceration meant. Oh, that's interesting. And so, but it stuck with me because it was like, oh, evisceration. And so I think it came up again in like when I was a high school student, one of those standardized tests, vocabulary tests, there's the word evisceration. I was like, oh, wow. And it was from Hellbound Hellraiser. Wow, it's great. It's like Hellbound Hellraiser 2 helped me get into college, I think. So thanks to Hellbound Hellraiser 2. Yeah. Anyway. Adele, oh, it's nice to see you again, Adele. Oh, yes, I remember your comments from last time. Well done. Thank you so much for stopping by. And you noticed Videodrome. Oh, well done. Well spotted, Videodrome. Yes. I'm speaking about Cronenberg films at the moment on the channel. I just finished speaking about The Dead Zone. So, Videodrome, I love Videodrome. Yeah, love Videodrome very much. This is my, here we go. Can you see it? There you go. That's my Videodrome There we go. Anyway, so let's see. Favorite Cronenberg. Oh, that's too difficult for me to answer. I'm so sorry. That's too difficult for me. I don't know. I don't have one favorite. I don't have one. I mean, there isn't there isn't a dud in any of his filmography. Even the quote unquote minor works, like the earlier works, oftentimes like the feature film works like Stereo and Crimes of, those are amazing. Those are amazing. I try to explain in those video discussions why. Maybe the film that registers with me the least, but again, it's just because of context more than anything else, perhaps, is Fast Company. But I still like that film very much. But in terms of the other side of the spectrum, what's my favorite Cronenberg film? Oh, it's so difficult. I don't know. Sometimes I want to say Eastern Promises. Sometimes I want to say Scanners. Sometimes I want to say The Brood. Sometimes I want to say Dead Ringers. Sometimes I want to say Spider. Sometimes I want to say, oh gosh, M. Butterfly or Crash or gosh, The Dead Zone, Rabbit. Oh my goodness. I mentioned Naked Lunch earlier. Wow. Maps of Stars. Oh, and Crimes of the Future, the film from last year. I cannot wait to speak about Crimes of the Future. I've seen this film so many times now, and I am thunderstruck every single time. It completely upends what I consider to be the Cronenberg aesthetic. It turns it on its head, destroys it, in fact, in many ways. I don't want to get too much into the weeds here, but let me just say that one of the key points in Cronenberg's films for me up to Crimes of the Future was the idea of evolution and like transformation and physical transformation and evolution, transhumanism. Sometimes it's called body horror or something. The changing of the body or something in a type of horrific effect. Just some physical transformation that's considered quote unquote horrific. But this is going towards this idea of evolution. And always, or at least for the most part, I've always regarded Cronenberg's handling of evolution, transhumanism, as being more or less a positive step, or even a revolutionary point, or like even a socio-political statement in terms of revolution. But in Crimes of the Future, I see that turned on its head. And even this idea of evolution as a political statement has with it very almost negative consequences and negative ramifications that I've actually never quite encountered in this way in a Cronenberg film before. And to me, when I first saw Crimes of the Future, I was shaking, because it literally, I don't like the word, I shouldn't use the word, it really shattered my concept of the Cronenberg aesthetic in this shocking way, and I'm still trying to process it. It's such a brilliant film. Wow. Crimes of the Future, brilliant film. What's your favorite Cronenberg film, by the way? I'd love to hear, but maybe that's not, maybe you can't pick just one, so you don't have to pick your absolute favorite. Give me a list, my dear friend, whatever you feel comfortable with. Great question, by the way. Oh, yes, Mondo. Yes, no. The pleasure was all mine. Pleasure is all mine, my dear friend. We should do it again. You let me know. You can drop me a line if you wanna talk again. All right. Oh, Mitchell again. Harold and Maude. Oh, on eBay. Well done. It's a great film. Have I spoken about Harold and Maude? I haven't, have I? I should really try to remedy that. Such a great one. Yeah. Such a great one. Oh, cool. Clark Kettles is very nice. Oh, very nice to see you, my dear friend. Thank you. So, and you mentioned, oh gosh, wait. Oh no. Wait, what happened here? Oh, sorry. Give me 1 second here. Lost here. Sorry about this. Give me 1 second and I'll be back. Great, I'm back. So, hello, Clark. Can you say hello, Daisuke? I hope you're doing well tonight. Just watched a great French film called Close. A wonderful feeling when you feel you've just watched an excellent film. I haven't seen this film. Is this? But I'll try to check. Is this a recent release? Well done. Thank you so much for the recommendation. Thank you. Oh, and very excited to hear your thoughts on Criterion's new 4K set of the Three Colors trilogy. Yes, Trois Couleurs. It hasn't arrived yet, but I'm very much I'm looking forward. I'm still processing a Lars von Trier set, actually. So, among the other recent releases, I haven't spoken about Imitation of Life yet, actually. So I have to remedy that. Maybe I'll try to talk about that this weekend. This weekend, I'm going to try to talk about The Fury, Imitation of Life, and home movies. I don't know if I can do all that in the weekend, but at least and then I have to prep for the Fly conversation with David Cronenberg. Speaking of Cronenberg, the Fly. Yeah. Love that film. Oh, 5 bags of popcorn. I caught that. Yes, I've caught that. This comment of yours. Yes, Birdemic 3. You left it before, I think, on the Dead Zone or Carrie discussion. I forget. Thank you very much. I don't know. I don't know if I'll be able to get around to it, to be perfectly honest, but I'll definitely give it some thought. I hope you're well, my friend. Oh, Mauricio V, thank you so much. So this is, you keep reading the 4K trilogy has become a little polemic. Some people seem to be unhappy with the restoration. Okay, so you're referring to the Kieślowski trilogy. So again, I haven't read anything about it, so I don't know. Looking forward to it all the same, though. I hope you're well. Thank you. Oh, thank you so much, 5 bags. Daisuke getting me in the fields talking about Zombievers. Oh gosh, I don't. I hope, no offense. I hope caused. No, great question though. Really, really great question, Jovial Josh. Um, I totally understand. I totally understand your comment. Totally. So yeah. Um, I hope you're well, my friend. And again, I hope you take this as a compliment. Whenever I see you, I always think Argento. I love Argento films. I love Argento films. All right, I'm gonna watch it after this is over. I'm gonna watch Argento film tonight in honor of your great Argento journey, my dear friend. Let me know what Argento film should I rewatch. Let me know. Oh, that's what I'll put in. Gunther Steiner. Oh, do you have a favorite horror movie? I don't know if I have a lot of. I'm a fan of the genre very much so. I don't know if it's my favorite because again, it's hard to pick one. I suppose. I mean, I've just finished in the previous comment talking about Argento, so I'm a big fan of Argento films. I think if I had to pick one film that's my absolute favorite Argento film, again, it's so hard. It's either Deep Red or Spirio or Tenebre, but so many others I could have mentioned. And then I was mentioning Romero before, so I have Dawn of the Dead behind. But I think for me, Day of the Dead always has a special place in my heart. Yeah. I love Day of the Dead. And then there's the oh gosh, I've also spoken about John Carpenter films. I'm a huge fan of John Carpenter films, and so I think there's the film which is called The Thing. I love that film so much, The Thing. But anyway, I hope you're well. Thank you so much for the question. Oh, our dear friend Cinematic PhD. It's nice to see you again. I think what are you talking about? What's your series? Your Nightmare on Elm Street series, right? So fun facts about Nightmare on Elm Street films. I think that's the current stuff. Right? So keep up the great work, my friend. Damn Dirty is Norm Macdonald reference. Okay, Norm Macdonald. I love. Oh gosh, Norm Macdonald. So the bit. What's do you know? What's his name? Conan O'Brien. The time when Norm Macdonald was a guest on the Conan O'Brien show or whatever the show was. The title of the show was, but Conan O'Brien was the host. And you can find this on YouTube. So the what is it? Norm Macdonald and what's her name from Melrose Place? Courtney Thorne Smith, right? That's her name, Courtney Thorne Smith from Melrose Place. And they were talking about a film starring Carrot Top. She was featuring in a film starring Carrot Top. So So, oh gosh, I love. Oh, that's so great, Norm Macdonald. Yeah, yeah, it's great. Oh, Joshua Gonzalez, Planet of the Apes, the musical. Is this a Simpsons reference, by the way? So if it is, what is it? What is it? What's the line? I love that line. I hope I get it right. I hate every. What is it? I hate every chimp I see, from chimpanzee to chimpanzee. No, you'll never make a monkey out of me. Oh my gosh, I was wrong. Right? Okay. So that's the reference, right? I think so. Yes. So you finally made a monkey. So you finally made a monkey out of me. I love you, Dr. Zaius. Is that right? Are there any Simpsons fans out there? Anyway, favorite non-zombie Romero film. That's and does Creep Show count? I don't know, but Night Riders, Martin. Um, oh gosh, yeah, maybe Night Riders. I think. Yeah. Yes, it's a reference to the 1968 film. Yes. Yeah. Yes, I know. Yes, yes, yes. So it's Planet of the Apes. Yes. Stuart. Stuart. No, so that's as for anyone who knows Planet of the Apes, the very start of the film. Yeah. Anyway, Red Sun, thank you so much. I mixed on licorice pizza. Joshua says, okay. So again, I'll have to give it watch it again. I haven't seen it yet. So, okay, but some little vibes. Hello, it's nice to see you again. So, again, okay, very interesting. Okay, so some negative takes or some maybe lukewarm takes on licorice pizza. Okay, fair enough, fair enough. But I'll still want to check it out anyway. Not a problem. Thank you very much, Seth. Very good. Oh, Gunther Steiner. Oh, thank you so much. Thank you again. Yes, thank you. Um, QWERTY Man. Well done. Oh, yes, someone mentioned this. Yes, yes, last time. Oh, cool. Very cool. Thank you so much for this. And you say, thing is, I'm not sure how to make it available to you in a one-on-one capacity online, as YouTube does not have direct messages. I'm on Twitter and I'm on Instagram. So you can find me there. If you, I could, my YouTube main page, the YouTube page for my channel. There's a little icon in the side, the corner there. It's just like Instagram and Twitter. So you can just click on one of those icons. You can find me on. You can direct message me there anytime. That's fine. You know, I don't. It's hard to answer everything. So but if you send me a message, I'll try to answer it. Again, I don't mean any disrespect if I haven't answered any messages. Um, but if you want to send me something or reach out to me, you can direct message me is the best way to reach out to me. Let's see. Cooper. Oh, Hellraiser 2. Yes, thank you so much. Yes, yes. YouTube Shorts. Does anyone know YouTube Shorts? So I've been trying to use the feature a little bit more. And so in my YouTube channel, there's a thing called YouTube Shorts, and you can find a bit there where I do my Doug Bradley Pinhead impression. I did it on one of the live streams and I cut it out and I made a little YouTube short and I put it up there. So if you go into the YouTube Shorts section, find Doug Bradley Pinhead or something, or Lead Cenobite as and this is actually apart from Hellraiser, not Hellraiser 2, but it's great stuff. I love Hellraiser 2. Josh says, I love Dead Ringers. Oh, well done. Yes. Yes. Gleaming TV. Were you allowed to watch horror films as a child? Yes, I was. Yes, I was. I think I think my parents weren't quite necessarily they weren't watching everything that I was watching. So for instance, we wouldn't watch the films that I would be renting together. Sometimes we would, but not all the time. And so I would be pretty much they would have to sometimes rent them for me, especially because I wouldn't be able to pay on my own or something. But my parents would be pretty much okay. Like they would be pretty much okay with like kind of horror or special effects type of stuff. They draw the line at something that would be kind of obviously maybe something with maybe sexually explicit material in it. So, but sometimes you'd have horror films that might have some maybe some sexually explicit stuff in it. I mean, that was sometimes what's the phrase, par for the course in a manner of speaking. But all in all, it was my parents were pretty lax when it came to watching horror or special effects films, and so I remember seeing. I mean, but now I think about it, and I think maybe I was a bit too young to have seen a number of the films that I did. Like I saw Halloween 2 very, very young, scared the living daylights out of me. What else did I see very young? I mean, I wouldn't show, I don't think I'd show my kids Halloween 2 at the age that I saw Halloween 2, you know what I mean? But similar thing happened with the film, like I saw Silent Night, Deadly Night on VHS rental. I don't know how old I was when I saw that. I was like, I don't know, very, very young when I saw that one. So that also scared me as well. Like, what am I watching? This is like, there's a scene involving, what's her name, Linnea Quigley, and the thing. So it was like, oh my god, that's pretty shocking. But anyway, and other films as well, like I saw Extra, and that wonderful kind of clamshell type of VHS. Oh, so great. And had that, it was like the small VHS store that I went to, the rentals, it kind of had kind of this dusty atmosphere. So there's a little bit of fine layer of dust over the cover as well. It was really cool. Zombie, Lucio Fulci Zombie as well. I remember right, We Are Going to Eat You. Wow. So I saw that one as well. Maybe much too young to see that one, but I did. And then and the rest, as I say, was history. Like I remember, this is around the time that I remember a time when the only Nightmare on Elm Street films were Nightmare on Elm Street and Nightmare on Elm Street 2: Freddy's Revenge. And Nightmare on Elm Street 3 hadn't been released yet. And when it was released, it was like, wow, this is so cool. This is amazing. Oh my goodness. Wow. But I remember a time when it was just those two. So it was, wow, it was really exciting. Really exciting. So I just watched those over and over again. Nightmare on Elm Street and Nightmare on Elm Street Part 2, Freddy's Revenge. Wow. Yeah. So I'm a big fan, but yeah. And I also remember watching Dawn of the Dead for the first time on a British VHS tape. And it hadn't been released, and so it was kind of a big deal that it was getting a release on a British VHS. I was living in the UK. I was living just in Surrey, England, for anyone who knows. I was living in a place called Guildford and then Woking. And then it was around that time that they released Dawn of the Dead on VHS. But it was the theatrical cut, but even so, it was still edited down even further. So you took out all the bits of the intense Tom Savini special effects violence. So it became this weird, like it built up in my mind. This must be like this gory special effects masterpiece. And I saw the British cut of it, or the British VHS of it, and all the bits were cut out. It's like, this isn't that intense. I mean, you could see Day of the Dead, and it was pretty much intact, quite surprisingly so, with all those special effects sequences in that film from, what is it, mid 80s, 85, I think, or 84, 85. But the Dawn of the Dead VHS in the UK was it was a pretty that was a really edited down version. But then when I saw the all those edited scenes restored or reinstated in the film, my goodness, wow, a lot of interesting stuff indeed. Oh yes, Quentin, speaking of Cronenberg films, Crash, yes, what a powerful film that is. Mr. Never Peters is one of the few I've seen. Crash is my favorite of his. Yes, great choice. Cooper W. Favorite Cronenberg so hard. My Fly or Scanners. Well done. The Purpose of Cinema. Oh, it's nice to see you again. So great. You say hello, Daisuke. I hope you're well. I recently rewatched The Tree of Life. I was wondering what your thoughts were on the theatrical release as well as the extended cut, which I have not yet seen. Oh, that's interesting. Thank you so much. If you go, you might. I think it's still there on my YouTube channel. I think one of the earlier videos I've done is actually a kind of breakdown on the differences between the theatrical release and then the extended cut or the new extended cut, both of which can be found on the Criterion release of The Tree of Life. So if you're interested, you can check that out. I mean, it's not one of these highly polished edited things where I have a side by side thing and you have I wish I could have done that, but I don't. It's just me talking. It's like, here at 1 hour 46 minutes, it's this part, but then it actually shows a different thing in one. That's the extent of my explanation as to the differences between the two cuts. So it's a pretty low-fi affair. I think in terms of how I do my style in YouTube videos. So if it's very, very dry. It's very dry and perhaps very boring. So my apologies in advance for my poor presentation style, but it is still there, I think. So that video is there. So anyway, very good. Oh, Christian Kotafavi, it's nice you say Saiko Eiga ka. Okay, Saiko Eiga, very nice ka. So thank you very much. Well done. Wally, hello, it's nice to see you. You say, love that Akira set. I have the same one. Do you enjoy other manga as well? I mentioned before, like I've mentioned, like Monster. But I'm not as big a manga reader as others. My kids, especially my daughter, reads more than I do. Anyway, thank you so much. Oh, Adele, well done. See, Adele, look what you've done. You've wonderful. You've started this wonderful conversation. People are responding to your lovely comment and question. Well done. Fantastic. Absolutely fantastic. History of Violence. Wow. So you say is definitely the Cronenberg film that has aroused me more emotions and moments of reflection. Wow. Great response. Great response, as well as everyone who's responded to his own. Fly, Scanners. Wow. Crash. Many people mentioned Crash. Well done. Well done, my dear friends. Oh, and sorry. And again, this is my opportunity also to please pardon me for my shameless self-promotion, but I am continuing on with my Cronenberg film discussions on this channel. I just uploaded a discussion on The Dead Zone. So if you're interested, you can check that. I'm going in chronological order. So up next is The Fly. And after that, what's after that? Dead Ringers. I hope I got that right. So Dead Ringers, yes. So I know that was mentioned also by a fellow friend here in response to your lovely question about favorite Cronenberg. So well done. So please, please join me on the Cronenberg journey if you're interested. Answer A says, I just watched The Bad Sleep Well for the first time. Loved it, especially how the ending unfolded. Shame Criterion haven't made it Blu-ray yet. Oh, that's a great film. Yes, I love that film so much. Yes. Right. The Bad Sleep Well, right? Okay, here we go. Here's my Bad Sleep Well impression. All right. Can you get this reference? Okay. Bad Sleep Well. Yeah, there we go. That's the Bad Sleep Well. All right. Well, that's a great film, by the way. Yeah. That's a really great film. It's really it has it's kind of slimy and sleazy as well. You know what I mean? It's in the way that Kurosawa does it in this kind of classy way. It's still so sleazy, and all the like the connections and the family connections and all. It's great. It's an epic. It's such an epic film. Gosh. In many ways, it's kind of like The Godfather. I've been speaking about the Godfather films, or the Godfather films have been on my mind lately. And if you like The Godfather, then I think you'll love The Bad Sleep Well. It's such a great film. What a great choice. Yeah, I love that film. Kurosawa. Yeah. Let's see. Oh, Mitchell, again, responding to the great conversation starter. Again, well done. Adele, and you say, favorite Cronenberg part, Videodrome, but very interested in the Arrow 4K of Naked Lunch. Yes. Yeah. So I gotta say it. Yeah. Videodrome. See you in Pittsburgh. Yeah. All right. Let's see. So Queerty Man. Oh, cool. Very cool. Let's see. Oh, cinematic. Oh, yes, a cinematic PhD. I was right, wasn't I? Not about Nightmare on Elm Street. Where are you? Are you? Have you released your part? I thought I saw part 3, so I don't know if you've gone to part 4 yet. If I haven't, yes. Thank you, horrible show. You got the reference. Yes, yeah, yeah. Thank you. You made my just thinking about it. Thank you. Just yeah. Oh, thank you. Thank not only you've reminded me of that great clip, but you caught the reference. That makes me very happy. Thank you so much. Thank you. Oh, thank you, my dear friend. Thank you. Um, yeah, Joshua, thank you so much. Yes, fantastic, fantastic. Okay. Oh, cool. Lucio Fulci zombie in the Reanimator. All right, all right. Do you want to see my Here's my Fulci zombie impression. Okay, all right. Here we go. So see if you can get this reference. It's okay. Here we go. Ready? No, I should go this way. No, I make this way. Here we go. Ready? Here we go. All right, there's my sound. Sorry, it's very bad. I apologize, buddy. Okay, and then Reanimator. Okay, here we go. Okay, here's my Reanimator. Okay, okay. Here we go. This is my okay. Oh, Mr. West, I'm very glad to see you. That's my Reanimator. Sorry about this. So sorry. I'm so sorry. I'm here all day, folks. I'm here all day, folks. Yes. Thank you. All right. Let's see. SCCNDS reviews say, "Hey, love your videos." Well, thank you so much. Thank you. It's very kind of you. Thank you. Wow. Wow. Cheers. Cheers to you. Thank you. Joshua says, "So House of a Thousand Corpses, way too young." Okay. Gleaming TV. My brother saw Halloween 2 in the theater in 81 and threw up during. Oh, yes. Yes, he was only 6 years old. That's a very intense scene. I know. I can totally understand the feeling, especially at that age. Yes. It's very intense. Oh, great. Carson Baker. It's nice to see you, my dear friend. Yes. Good morning. Oh, yes. Well done. Yes. Russell McLean. Thank you so much. Yes. Let's see. Castle Chopper Waken. Yes. Yes. Australian films that, I think there have been a lot of also, I don't want to say obscure films, but as of until recently, somewhat difficult to obtain films until again somewhat recently, with some really great releases lately. Again, sort of reflecting what might be called sort of the golden age, or one of the golden ages, or early new wave Australian cinema. So, oh, Waken for yeah, yeah, yeah. Yeah, well done. Yeah. Oh, Jay Cannon, my dear friend. It's always nice to see you. Oh, God told me to tend to midnight. Oh, very interesting. It's non-spoilers. Well, I don't want to say too much about those, but again, you can let me know anytime what you think about it. Very interesting choices. It's great. It's nice to see you, my friend. Thank you so much. All right, Mikhail. So see you, and I hope you're well. Thank you so much. Thank you. Let's see. Oh, Marzon Worldwide. It's nice to see you again. Nice to see you again. So thank God it's Friday, which turned 45 this year, released during the peak of the disco scene in 1970. Thank you so much for that. Again, I wish I had more time. I really do. Let's see. Okay, yes. Oh, so I was right. Your latest one was part 3, and now you're going to do part. Okay, so that's good. I'm glad I wasn't wrong. All right. Oh, our different Christians, hobby blog. Oh, awesome. Awesome to see you. Yes. Gamera. Well done. Watching Gamera. Well done. Well done. It's always nice to see you, my dear friend. Joshua. Oh, you got it. Thank you so much for getting the reference. Yes. Well done. Thank you. Mauricio V asks, Daisuke, are there any real life movie locations you would like to visit someday? Yes. Before I die, I want to go to San Francisco and do a Vertigo tour. I'd love to be able to go to San Francisco and do a Vertigo tour. Maybe I should say Vertigo and A View to a Kill tour. And then also, I would love to go see the famous waterfalls in Washington State. It's right for Twin Peaks. And then I want to go see Monroeville Mall on the other side of the United States. I'd love to go to see these places at least. Yeah. Oh, I'd love to go see the Monroeville Mall. Oh my goodness. I'd love to go see the Monroeville Mall. Oh my goodness. Wow. Yeah. I'd. Wow. Yeah. Anyway, what about? Are there any film locations that you'd like to go see? I'd love to hear your thoughts. Yeah. Again, there's so many to choose from, of course. Let's see. Oh, Jovial Josh. I watched Giallo 2009. Oh gosh, I know it's one of the very rare ones that gets a powerful hate from the Criterion God. May I ask why? Yes. So thank you very much. Yes. So I think I'm on record saying I don't like this film, Giallo. And I think it it could be the film. Should I say it? Again, I'd like to think that I try to maintain as open a mind as possible. I really do. I try my very best. Again, talking about your comment from before, a great comment from before. That being said, I can never, I've never liked that film, Giallo. I've never liked that film, and in fact, I always feel kind of cheated when I see that film because I feel like it promises something, and then it gives me something that it is a kind of a debasement of what it initially promised. And so I feel like I was cheated whenever I see that film. I really do. I always try to go into it with this kind of harmless intentions as possible, but it's not. I've never had a pleasant experience watching that film, Giallo. Never. So I don't. Yeah, I'm not a fan of that film. I love Argento films. I really do, but I think perhaps the extent to which I love Argento, that's the extent to which I dislike Giallo. So it could be maybe my least favorite film. I don't know if it's my least favorite film ever. I've never thought about what my least favorite film ever is, but if ever that came up in conversation, if ever someone asked me, "Oh, Daisuke, what's your least favorite film?" Probably Giallo might be part of that conversation. But I have nothing against anyone who likes that film. Oh, fantastic! I'm so happy for you. But again, I just feel I'm so let down by that. I'm so let down every time I watch that film. So, but anyway, yeah, that was awesome. Oh, thank you. Let's see, which one? Oh, reanimate. Oh, thank you. Oh, is this the impression? Oh, thank you so much. Yes. So I didn't want her. I forgot to finish it. So here we go. So here's. Oh, I have a plan. So do I. Oh, that didn't. Sorry about that. Yeah. So thank you so much. You have a great laugh. Oh, really? Thank you so much. No one has ever said that to me before, actually. I love YouTube. You know why? Because people are so complimentary. Someone said before, "Oh, you sound like Tom Cruise." You're saying you have a nice. No one ever says this to me. Like, so I've never heard this before. So thank you so much. You're so kind. Thank you. I'm so I it's so lovely. I don't deserve it, but thank you very much. Thank you. Um, you know, Tom Cruise. Again, I don't sound like Tom Cruise at all. But here we go. Here's one of my favorite Tom Cruise lines: "Red light, green light." All right, there we go. Okay. Very kind of Courtney. Thank you so much. Let's see. Oh, the purpose of cinema. Thanks for responding, Dice Guy. I apologize for asking a question already covered on your. No. What are you talking? No. Don't apologize. No, not a pro. No. I'm sorry if I gave that impression in the way I answered. Didn't mean it. Not a problem. Like that would be so presumptuous, right? That would be so presumptuous. Hey, you didn't watch that video I posted like 5 years ago. Like, what's the matter? It's no. Don't worry about it. Don't worry about it. Don't worry about it. I don't even remember what I posted. So not a problem at all, my friend. Not a problem at all. Thanks for asking, by the way. Oh, and by the way, if you want, to cut to the chase, which version I prefer, the answer is I don't know. I don't know. Each version in their own good measure is so great. It's not, but I should say this: it's not that one is a kind of tricky one because and I feel this way too. Sometimes, not all the time, but sometimes it's very very common. Maybe it's very how should I put it? If someone asks me, what do you prefer, the theatrical cut or the longer extended version? Sometimes maybe more often than not, I'll say the longer version because it kind of includes more, you know what I mean? But not always the case. And that's not always the case. I think a good case could be made, for instance, I don't know if you've seen the film Amadeus, but they did like a longer cut or something. I actually prefer the quote unquote original theatrical cut for a number of reasons, especially the way they use a certain refrain from the opera Don Giovanni, but which is different. It altered entirely in the extended, which I can't wrap my head around. Which is why it sort of spoils the experience. But anyway, there's also cut of Salieri. But anyway. But also a similar thing. I wouldn't say the theatrical cut or the special Criterion release extended cut, one is better than the other. In fact, they each have their own strengths, which is it's a very interesting dialogue as to the different versions. So anyway, I hope you're well. Yes, Jovial Jaws continues. A bit of insight. It's the only film where Argento didn't come up with a story, yes, or ideas. He's working off a script, yes. Some fans of him offered it. Yes. Totally understand the background, yes. I'm not. In my loathing. I guess in my fear and loathing, in Giallo, I would say that I try to avoid saying what was Argento thinking or something. So I don't. I try. Maybe if I said that in my video discussion, I didn't mean it, but I understand more or less what the circumstances were, generally speaking. So I don't blame anyone, or I don't blame Argento or anything like that. But still, I really don't like that movie. From Beyond. Oh, cool. And Texas Chainsaw Massacre. Oh, yes. I saw Texas Chainsaw Massacre 2. Oh, From Beyond. Oh, it's such a great film. Yeah. And Texas Chainsaw Massacre 2. Oh, it's that's another film I saw when I was young. And again, I was at that age where, again, I didn't know all these words that they were saying in film sometimes. And one of the words that one of the characters says, he talks about, and I say, he talks about his hems. And I said, what are hems? I was thinking, like, what are hems? Like this little boy thinking, what are hems? I remember asking my mom, like, Mom, what are hems? And she asked me, why are you asking me about hems? And I said, well, because I just saw it in a movie. And there's a character there and said, talks about his hems. I said, what are hems? And she said, did she answer that question? No, she didn't answer that question to me. Maybe I had to find out a little bit later in life what the meaning of the word hems was, but I did find out eventually. So, okay, it certainly enlightened. It was a very enlightening experience when I saw the film again and that particular scene, especially in light of what the meaning of that word was. So, great film, by the way. Yeah. Oh, Jovial, no, not at all. Mentioning the film does not at all ruin my day. Thank you. No, in fact, it invigorates my spirit. And you've still got to mention to me, everything. Please don't say Giallo, but any other Argento film you mentioned, that'll be my Argento film pick that I'll watch after this live stream's over, in honor of you, my dear friend, and your great Argento journey. Except Giallo, don't mention Giallo, please. Let's see. All right, Mick Parker is here. I say, Daisuke, you've inspired me to attempt to watch my way through the Criterion Collection. A lifelong journey, surely. Thank you for that. Oh, wow. Well done. Well done. At any point along the way, if ever you want to share your thoughts, exchange notes, any films in particular that struck your fancy, anything in particular that was like, meh, anything that was really, wow, awesome, anything at all, you let me know, or you let us know. You can drop me a line. You can leave a comment somewhere. I'll definitely try to catch up with it. I'm always happy to hear that. Well done. And I hope you enjoy your journey, your cinema journey, Criterion or otherwise, whatever the case may be. Christian's Hobby Blog, again, locally in North Carolina, we have the Cabin Fever Cabin. Oh, cool. So talking about locations. Very cool. You say it was pretty fun. Don't have many positive thoughts on that flick. Let's see. Sean Duncan, it's nice to see you. Oh, cool. Speaking of Vertigo, what's your favorite Hitchcock? Probably Vertigo. And your favorite Hitchcock not directed by him. Meaning what, like a Hitchcock type of film? I don't know if it's my favorite, but probably if I'm also talking about De Palma films, maybe Obsession. I love that film, Obsession. But let's see. Also speaking about favorite Hitchcock films, Notorious. I love Notorious. That was one I was so fortunate to have seen when I was very young as well. So I saw Silent Night, Deadly Night, and Notorious around the same age. That and Spellbound around the same age. What a great. That was such a. Those were the days. Oh gosh, in the late 80s, early 90s. Oh, what a time! What a time it was to be what a time it was. Fantastic. But anyway, yes. So Notorious is another rating. The Lady Vanishes as well. Psycho. I think I've seen Psycho. Like I can't remember a time in my life when I have not seen Psycho. Again, it's embedded in my mind. Did I mention my Psycho story? I think I should. Like, I don't want to go into too many details for those who have not yet seen Psycho. But when I was in not college, when I was in high school, I was going to high school at the time in the U.S. In Connecticut, on the East Coast of the United States, in a place called Stamford, Connecticut. And I was going to English class, and it was English class, like English literature class. And one of the books that we were reading, it was like American literature. And one of the books that we were reading was Ethan Frome. And there's a very famous, or many parts of that novel are famous, but one part that's in particular quite famous is this phrase about a certain character droning querulously. And so my English teacher at the time was so enamored by this use of this English language, droning querulously. And to this day, I haven't forgotten this. And so at the end of the reading of that book, it would be that unit. And so it would be kind of like a wrap up, and we'd have this opportunity to talk about some aspect of Ethan Frome. And it could be kind of a free topic, your choice. And I thought, oh, this is so great. So what I thought was, I'll do an English class presentation on Ethan Frome, and it'll be about how I thought there were certain connections that could be made between this character, or this setup of a character in Ethan Frome droning querulously, and connections that could be made with the 1960 Alfred Hitchcock directed film Psycho. And so I thought, oh, there are so many connections, like visual connections, this idea of droning querulously. It could be said to have a cinematic embodiment in the film Psycho itself, as expressed not only in the mood, the set piece, but also the ambience and the music and the character and the black and white photography, blah, blah. So exciting. So great. But part of my presentation in English class was to actually show clips from the film Psycho. And I had Psycho, it was on VHS at the time that I had. This was before DVD players, etc., became the norm. But it was, we had the VHS player, and the school classroom had a TV with a VCR. So I asked for a TV VCR. I'd queue up the tape, And it'll be my turn for, okay, now it's Daisuke's turn to talk about his presentation on Ethan Frome. Okay, Daisuke. So I stand up in front of the classroom and I say, okay, I'd like to talk today about Ethan Frome, Droning Querulously, and how I think that there are parts of this aspect of Ethan Frome that are similar to this film that was directed by Alfred Hitchcock, which is called Psycho. And then I proceed to show clips from the film Psycho. And I proceed to show clips that are actually pretty intense sequences that are like kind of like the climax of the film and like the intense suspenseful sequences of them, really scary sequences. And I show them during this whatever daytime afternoon class in English on a weekday in my high school in Stamford, Connecticut. And I showed it so innocently, thinking in my head, naively, I thought, I've seen Psycho so many times as a kid. Again, I can't remember a time when I haven't seen Psycho. It's just so embedded in my mind, such that I thought everyone in the world seen Psycho. I thought everyone's seen Psycho. What are you talking about? This is so great. Everyone's seen Psycho, right? So I show clips in my English class. It's not going to be a problem, right? Because everyone's seen Psycho, right? So I can show clips from like the climax, from all the, this. I can show all this scary stuff. It's not going to be a problem because everyone's seen Psycho. Was I wrong? I was so wrong, because in that English class, not only were there people who did not see Psycho, but also there was this one young lady in particular, in one of my students, one young lady in particular. She screamed when I showed the scene of Psycho. She screamed and she's like almost crying and just had her hands in her face and just crying. I can't see again. I'm so, and I had to, I didn't know what to do, because I kind of wanted to finish my project because I wanted to get a good grade on the Ethan Frome unit of my English class. But I kind of made my presentation and I stopped the showing Psycho in my English class, all the scary scenes. And I kind of sat down. I think I got a good grade for that, but I will never forget how scared that showing of those Psycho scenes made that young lady in my English class in Stamford, Connecticut. If I had the opportunity to apologize to her, I would. I don't know where she is. She's somewhere in the world. I'm not sure. But if she's out there, wherever, if you're out there, please note that I really deeply apologize. I really do. I very much apologize. I didn't mean to upset you. I thought very innocently that everyone had seen the film Psycho, but I was wrong. I was very wrong, and I apologize profusely. If you're listening, I don't think you are, but if there's any hope that you're listening, my hope is that you understand when I really say I still remember that moment and I regret it so much. I didn't mean to upset you. I know I did, because I was thoughtless. So, but yes, that's my Psycho story. And yes, Ethan Frome. So, are there any Ethan Frome fans out there? If so, let me know. Where was I? Yeah. All right. So, what's the time? I have to go soon. It's a little bit late, so I'm going to go soon. But I can stick around for a little bit more. Yeah. Sorry about this. Time flies. Time flies. Vertigo tour in the style of Chris Martin. Oh, Sans Soleil. Yes, very nice. The States would be great to join it. Yes, the States, the U.S. There might be some possibility of going to the United States later this year, but we shall see. We shall see. Thank you very much for that. But if I ever get a chance to visit the States, I'd love the opportunity to meet as many people as possible. Maybe we can meet at a Barnes and Noble or something. That would be cool. Like I could say, I'm visiting. I'm visiting, such and such place. I'll be at the Barnes and Noble at like between 2 and 4. If you want to stop by, let me know. And people can stop or not. I don't know. But if that happened, I don't know if I'd be in like. But I don't know. Are there? I hope they're still stocking Blu-rays and stuff and Criterion's. I hope the stock is as healthy as possible in Barnes and Noble. But if in any case, I'll probably be in the cafe eating a brownie. Or chocolate chip cookie or something. Let's see. I love chocolate chip cookies. So anyway, let's see. Oh, it's a Mac PhD. Fantastic. Monroeville, yes, of course, yes, and the Night of Living Dead Cemetery, yes. Yes, when when Johnny says, they're coming to get you, Barbara, and then the first thing that Barbara says, "Stop it, you're ignorant." Oh, I love that. So I love Barbara so much that the first thing that she says to Johnny when she's upset is, "You're ignorant." Ah, that's such a. I love that. The fact that she chooses the word ignorant at that moment. Oh, perfect, perfect Barbara moment. Ah, I love it. I love it. She says then, "Stop it, you're acting like a child." She doesn't say that first. She says, "Stop it, you're ignorant." Ah, great. All right. Let's see. Oh, Sean says I want to do the Third Man tour in Vienna someday. Oh, yes, yes. Right. The cuckoo clock. All right. Very cool. Let's see. Mitchell says, "What's that 50 years of Janus Films box set? Never seen." Oh, this thing. This is the DVD set. Essential Art House Films DVD. It's like a huge book with all the DVDs in it. It's really cool. I don't think it's being produced anymore, but very cool. It's one heavy, really heavy. It's okay. All right. Oh, you were in Tokyo last month to visit the movie location, La Jetée Bar in Shinjuku. Unfortunately, it was closed. Oh gosh, I live like 20 minutes, 30 minutes, not even 30. I live 20 minutes away from Shinjuku by train. I know the bar that you're talking about, by the way, too. La Jetée. It's so cool. I haven't been there since the pandemic, so in the Golden Guy, right? Yeah. Monroeville. Oh yes, we should get that second sight DOD Dawn of the Dead. Oh, this one right here. Yes, it's very cool. It's got a great there's a new commentary. I forget what's the commentary. Oh, so great, as well as some of the other carryovers as well. Mondo Chelovic movies. Thank you so much, my dear friend. Yes, yes. Mondo Chelovic, the like giallo and video nasties master. Oh gosh. Oh yeah. Sean Duncan, I never expected that this channel would eventually feature so many impressions when I first subscribed a few years ago. Keep up the good work. Oh, thank you. Thank you so much. So it's not again, I'm very, very bad. Very, very bad when it comes to this. People are very nice in their comments. So like I like you know it's not bad. So I'm so flattered by that. I think the one that what did I put up lately? What was it? It was like Marlon Brando, the Godfather one. Yeah. That was it. And I could do. Should I do my Abe Vigoda? No, my Abe Vigoda is pretty bad. Yeah, but Tessio, right? Um, oh, it's they've got an old-fashioned toilet, the box and the chain thing. We might be able to tape the gum behind it. That's my Tessio. All right, there we go. Sorry, very, very bad. Yes, okay. I can do my Captain McCluskey as well, but anyway, here's my Captain. That's my McCluskey. All right, so sorry. I'm here all day, folks. All right. Okay. Let's see. You can check out the YouTube shorts. That's my other shameless plug. Go check out the YouTube shorts. That's a shorts section on the YouTube channel. The many other, I think every channel's got that. So it's so fun. It's just a place to just have fun and these short clips of things. So, but I'm trying to put all those little impressions things there as well. So please check that out if you have the opportunity. I'd appreciate it very much. So what are some of the impressions I have up there? Again, like the Don Corleone one and Michael Corleone I just put up there from Godfather Part 3. Yeah. And what was the one? I'm particularly proud of my Ryan Gosling. So and there's also the one like there are some that like get like no views or pretty low view count. The ones I'm really proud of actually get very low view counts. Like one of the early ones I put up was the one of Christopher Lloyd from Star Trek 3. I'm very proud of that one actually. I don't mean to brag or anything. It's not the greatest impression in the world, but I'm particularly happy whenever I think about Christopher Lloyd and his Klingon in his Klingon speak in Star Trek 3, Search for Spock. So I have that one up there. I'm very proud, but I don't know if it gets a lot of views actually. But there's also I'm a big fan of wrestling, so I have Macho Man Randy Savage up there, and then Alien. I think the one that got a lot of views was for me anyway. My videos don't get that many views anyway. So if I get a video that's like over 1,000 or something, I'm like, oh wow, that's a lot. So I think one of them was the Alien Jones the Cat short or something. So that got quite a viewer. But what were some other ones that I put up there? Like I have some random ones, like oh yeah, the one that I showed my kids was my take on Star Trek 6: The Undiscovered Country opening theme. They kind of got a kick out of it, but again, then they kind of went to the next like YouTube channel video or whatever. So it was like like lately they like to watch these videos where these people pop all this popcorn. They stuff it in this house. So it's this like living room filled with popped popcorn, and people are trying to hide things in the popped popcorn, and they're trying to figure out where like the buried treasure is in the pop. I'll never be able to my YouTube channel will never be able to live up to that type of viewership. It's insurmountable. But oh well. Unless I figure out a way to talk about Criterion films while being inside a room that's filled with popped popcorn, then maybe I might be onto something. Maybe I might be onto the next viral video. But oh no, well, I don't have the time or the money to be able to pop all that popcorn. But what was I saying? Yeah, so YouTube Shorts. If you want to check out those, you can check out the YouTube or not. If I know you're very busy, so. But thank you very much for your very kind words, Sean Duncan. That merely warms my heart. Really does. Thank you. Oh wow, wow! With a great you attract kindness. YouTube as a whole is significantly less kind. Oh no! You are, not at all, not at all. I'm not such a nice person actually. I need to improve my outlook on life. But I think on the contrary, I feel very fortunate to be surrounded by people who have such a warm regard for cinema, and I can follow your example. So again, and also a reminder to me that I have to continue to try to improve myself. But thank you very much all the same. Thank you. Oh, cool. Christian again with the save. Yes, it's like this is the great comment. Exactly. Yes. Although, yeah, I'm not going to knock on the door. Let me just put it that way. I'm not knocking on any doors. Just going to stay away. Just stay as far away as possible. Just look from a distance. Oh, that's great. Take a picture and just get out. Right. Yes. All right. Let's see. Oh, very cool. Very cool. Yes. Very cool. Jovial Josh again. Mr. Siri Goose. Hello. So are there any films or filmmakers you'd love to see added to the Criterion Collection? Oh, that's a great question. Yes. I think one that comes up often, and I join the chorus of people who'd like to see this film, is Ken Russell's The Devils. A real proper release of Ken Russell's The Devils. Let's see. Oh, Mr. Michael, it's nice to see you. Argento, 93 film Trauma. I didn't find it as bad as the general consensus seems to be. Not as good as its early Italian period, but it had its moments. Yes, I would point your attention as well with regard to Trauma to two things. The first being the music, the Pino Donaggio music in particular, the song that's used so effectively, the melody and refrain. The song is called, what is it? Ruby Red. You know, Ruby Red. So that is a lovely song, really haunting, and very sad and very morose in areas. And then also again, I don't want to go into too many details, but there's a very special appearance at the very end, over the kind of the credits, and like someone who's seen dancing. And again, this is a somewhat of there's a type of family connection with Dario Argento, and it's also it's a reminder of a kind of a very personal type of very tragic event that happened in Dario Argento's life. And so this film also has a lot of, I think, personal meaning and very personal significance for Dario Argento and company and the family. So in those ways, and in other ways too, I think it's a very, very poignant and memorable work. Well done for pointing it out. Oh, cool. Yes. Yes, Mondo. Well done. Well done, Will. Yes, yes. Yeah. Love that film. Fist in the Pot. Oh, very nice. Very nice. Well done. Yes, again, you're off to a grand start with your Criterion. That's great. Okay, very good. Christian says the Hitchcock Velvet set early last year had a lot of fun. Marnie was near the top, which surprised everyone. Apparently, love Rear Window and Frenzy too. Oh, I love Frenzy. I love the way it opens. I love the way this grand, beautiful, almost like British march music. Dun dun dun, and it has like dark, like ominous lettering, like da 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 da, and frenzy, da 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 da. Here is the Tower, the London Thames River, and frenzy. Oh, I love that. It's so great. Yeah, yeah, I love that film so much. Yeah. Yeah, it's a really, really biting and quite a cruel film in a lot of ways. Yeah. Anyway, sorry. Well, yeah. Great choices, Christian, as always. Yes, yes. Oh, Mondo. Oh, cool. Yes. Well done, Mondo. Monticello, you like again, just another plug. I spoke with Christian. I had a great conversation with Christian. Christian is like just like that off camera as he's on camera. Oh, it's great. Mondo, same thing, off camera, on camera. I'm so lucky to be able to meet people like you, my dear friends. Oh, it's so fantastic. I have to say, also special mention for Christian's hobby blog. Christian sometimes gives me the scoops. Hey, listen, I just heard about this release. Criterion, this might be a rumor to be released by Criterion, next week or something. So Christian always gives me the scoops as well. So he's like my Criterion news source. So thank you so much, my dear friends. Oh yes, Frailty. Oh yes. Seth Wall. I really got to talk about this film. What we got to talk about? What Problem Child, Frailty, and Home Alone, and then Home Alone 2. Home Alone, and we can talk about Seinfeld, which referred to Home Alone, right? George Costanza. You're crying at Home Alone, right? So that's my Seinfeld. There we go. All right, let's see. Stick around for a little more. Very cool. I'm sorry, I've just gotta, it's past 10 p.m., so I'm maybe gonna start to wind down here. All right. Sorry, just going through. Oh wow, never seen such passionate dislike for a film from you before. It's refreshing. This is about Giallo. Yes, I very much dislike that film. Oh yes, Joshua. Yes, that's right. Yes, Psycho. Yes. Thanks for your positive review of the Ice Storm, which I took a chance on and enjoyed. Yes, that's right. I'm a big fan. New Canaan, Connecticut. I lived like one town over from New Canaan, Connecticut. I remember when that film came out, I think my mom had friends who were living in New Canaan, Connecticut. They hated the film. They really hated the film. So it's the same thing too. Like, I don't remember the reaction myself, but I might have mentioned this before. I don't remember specifically, but I was reminded by my mother years after the fact that when I was very, very little, when I very, very young, Chloe 70, Chloe 70 was my babysitter. She babysat me, I think once or twice, something like that. And because we were living in this place in Connecticut called Darien, Connecticut. And so she was, I think, just a little bit older than I, but she was of a certain age that it was acceptable to have her babysit me or something. So it was like a, and then Mrs. 70, her mother was my nursery school teacher. So lovely, what a lovely person she was, Mrs. 70. So warm, so always with a smile on her face. So warm indeed, Mrs. 70. Actually, I remember more. I have more memories of Mrs. 70 than I do of Chloe 70. I don't remember actually. I don't remember any interactions that I had with Chloe 70 directly, but I have these strong memories of Mrs. 70 as my nursery school teacher. And then I remember one day, I think maybe somewhat later, I was a little bit older, and my mom maybe met up with Mrs. 70, or she ran into her somewhere, in a store or shopping or something, and then they were friends, and so I think this was around the time that the film Kids was released, and my mom said, "Oh, by the way, I heard Chloe is in a new movie. That's so great. How is it?" And I remember, my mom said to me later after the fact, that she mentioned the fact that she heard that Chloe 70 was in the film Kids, and she was trying to be enthusiastic about it to Mrs. 70, and Mrs. 70, and my mom said, she told me later, she said, "Yeah, I remember I mentioned Kids, and I probably shouldn't have mentioned, because I mentioned Kids to Mrs. 70, and she suddenly turned so down, and she looked very, very upset, and she didn't want to talk about it at all." So, but anyway, yeah, so that's at least my now very foggy, hazy memories of Mrs. 70. But such a lovely woman, very, very pleasant, such a wonderful, wonderful role model. But anyway, all right. Oh yes, Etienne, thank you so much. Thank you. It's nice to see you. Yes, yes. I can't do Anthony Perkins. It's not. Yeah, I'm so bad. Yeah, I know what you're talking about. Oh yes, Picnic at Hanging Rock. Yes, yes. St. Valentine's Day. Oh my goodness, Valentine's Day is around the corner too, as well. So, um, uh, you know, just make sure you have a good compass. That's all I have to say. Make sure you have a good compass. Have a map. Have a compass, and make sure you've got plenty of battery power in your phone, just in case you need to find your way out of there. So, all right, let's see. Oh, very cool. Society. Oh gosh. Oh, I was gonna say I have maybe I shouldn't do my impression of Society if you know the film. I'll leave my impression of Society for yeah. I won't do I that's a great film, by the way. Okay, just a little bit here. Here we go. Here's my impression of Society. All right, that's my Society. Okay, there we go. Oh, here we go. There we go. Yeah, that's my Society impression. Okay. All right. So let's see. Okay. So all right. Oh, Jose Luis Hera Lepram. Thank you so much. Thank you. Yes. Yes. Oh, and Arbogast, or as they say, right, Arbogast. Yes. Well done. Great reference. I hope we're well. Thank you. That's right. Yes, yes. Well done. Yes, the theme song. Yes, yes. For the Reanimators, but and so they had to kind of change it up for Bride, right? Bridery. They had to kind of pep it up a bit. You know, they had to put a little bit more horns on it to make it less psycho-y than the first Reanimator was. You're absolutely right. Yeah. And then the bride then suddenly goes into like the soft, like romance, no, 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 no. I remember the Bride of Reanimator theme song, by the way, because this was around the time in my, like, I was growing up as a kid, like early teens or something, maybe a little bit younger. They're showing Reanimator and Bride of Reanimator, on TV, or I'd rent it on VHS or whatever. And I loved to listen to the music, so I try to record, but you couldn't record like you could now, or you could, download or watch YouTube or listen to it on whatever, iTunes or something, or Spotify or something. No, nothing like that at the time. It would just be, you'd have your tape recorder with your cassette tape thing, and you'd press record, and you could record whatever was coming from around the room. So I'd always get a blank cassette tape, put it against the speakers of the TV, put it really close, play the music, press record. So then I'd be able to record the theme song of like the Reanimator or Bride of Reanimator or something, and play it back. I do this too with like I mentioned Hellraiser. I'd love to record bits of dialogue from Hellraiser and then just have it as like a cassette, like a mixtape. You make a mixtape for someone that you really like, and here's, you're going on a date or something. Oh, here's a mixtape. Well, I wouldn't make mixtapes. I would make like recordings off of the TV of bits of dialogue from Hellraiser, or the theme from the Bride of Reanimator or something. And so I remember this too specifically because I remember the day that I was trying to record the theme song of Bride of Reanimator, and it goes into that, and then it goes into that soft bit in the middle with the romantic, soft, lovely thing, like la la la, that lovely bit, that soft part of the middle. And I remember this too because just as I was recording this, my dog was in the room. Her name was Maggie. She was a Cane Terrier, and Maggie just started to bark. Maybe because she saw a squirrel outside, through the window or something. She's just barking. And I remember saying, "Oh, Maggie, don't bark! I'm trying to record." And I was kind of upset at Maggie at that, barking. But I didn't try to redo it, so I just kept it in as it is. So whenever I played it back and I played the Bride of Reanimator theme that I'd recorded, I'd always hear Maggie's barking during that thing. And so unfortunately, I don't have that cassette tape anymore. I wish I did, but I don't know. It's gone forever. It's gone forever. To borrow a phrase again from a Hitchcock film, Rebecca, Maxim de Winter, it's gone forever. So that tape is gone forever. But I so hope, I wish I could have been nicer to Maggie. And I wish I wasn't upset at Maggie as I was. And I wish I had that tape, so whenever I could listen to Bride of Reanimator as I recorded it off the TV speakers, I wish I could hear the bark of my now long gone. She's no longer with us. She has left. She is dearly departed. She is no longer with us. Maggie, my Cane Terrier. I also wish I could have held on to that cassette tape, and I also wish I could have been a little bit nicer, even when she barked during the theme song of Bride of Reanimator. And I wish I could have had that cassette tape so I could listen to her bark one more time and just be reminded just what a great dog, what a great dog she was. So now every time I think of Bride of Reanimator in the theme song, I always think of that moment. Yeah. All right, I gotta go soon. Sorry about this. I'm just gonna go through everything here. And yeah. Oh, cool. Miss TCG. Yes. Oh, Don Hertzog. Yeah. Did I skip over? I apologize. I did say I do have a bunch of his collected works. Big fan. A big fan. Yeah. Oh, I don't know. Oh, I'm sorry. I didn't mean to skip over your comment during that time. No, I didn't mean that at all. I thought I mentioned it before, but maybe I didn't. Again, I apologize. Let's see. Yes, Marcus, Shinya Tsukamoto. Have I seen the films of Shinya Tsukamoto? Oh my goodness. Yes. Can I do my Shinya Tsukamoto? That's my Tsukamoto. Yeah. Sorry. Any Tetsuo Iron Man fans out there, you probably get it, but it's still bad. Sorry about that. Yeah. Big fan. Okay, Etienne. Well done, the Fury. I guess I can do my. Okay, here's my. I'll try to be as vague as possible for anyone. I don't know if I could Dennis Franz in the Fury. I could do. Okay, here is Okay, and I'll try to be as vague as possible. Here's John Cassavetes in the Brian De Palma film The Fury. Okay. Let's see. Oh, thank you, Sean. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. Oh, Sean. Sean with the shout out to the Christopher Lloyd impression. Wow, that makes my day. Wow, I'm so happy. I love that film. I love that film. That was one of the first films I remember seeing in the theater, actually. When and we were late getting in, so when we got in, they were already starting with like the sepia toned small screen, the reminder of what happened in Star Trek II: The Wrath of Khan. And we were late in the theater, so such a great movie. I love that film. Yeah. Oh yes, for Happiness of Country. You're absolutely Mike. Well done. Well done. Yes. Please do your bit. Oh gosh. Maybe. My voice is very tired now, so maybe if you don't mind, I'll save the Bane for another day. Although yes, Bane is on the YouTube short somewhere. What was it? My imagining of what if Bane were starring in the Dario Argento film Phenomena. Yes. Oh, Time Traveler. Really nice to see. Wow, with very cool. Very cool. Oh, the purpose of cinema says you're very kind to the extent it's quite inspirational, actually. Oh, really? Oh gosh, thank you. Thank you. So uh yeah, I again I wish I were kinder. I don't I'm not really a I'm not, I'm like you know if I um uh, I don't consider it like I don't know kindness or anything like that. But again I'm just always try to think. I'm just trying to approach it with as open mind as I can. So and if I get if someone tries to be a bit like oh like kind of mean or something, I won't. I'll kind of be like okay, thank you. Just what is it? I always take the great advice of Lord Humongous from Mad Max: The Road Warrior to heart, which is if ever there's kind of trouble, just say thank you and then just walk away. Just walk away. Just walk away. So there we go. But you're very kind. You're very kind, and again, I'm very fortunate because a lot of people are just always looking out for the channel and the best interest of everything here. So. I wouldn't be able to continue on the YouTube channel otherwise. So thank you so much. Joshua. Oh, Mean Streets. Oh, yes. Very yes. Yes. Okay. Here's my Mean Streets. Okay. Mean Streets impression. Okay. For those you mentioned Mean Streets. Okay. So you've got to imagine, okay, Rolling Stones in the background. So tell me. Okay. Tell me you're gonna back to me. Na, na, na. So there you go. There you go. Mean Streets. Ah, that's great. So much like that's Rolling Stones overload. Suddenly, suddenly Jumpin' Jack Flash. Oh my gosh, what's going on? Suddenly, Harvey Keitel and Robert De Niro are having like an improv session. Wow, my goodness, oh, it's amazing. All right, and like it's Harvey Keitel, it's Martin Scorsese. Whose voice is this? Oh my gosh, it's like my mind's about to explode. It's amazing, absolutely amazing. All right. All right. Okay. So I've got to go. Got to go. Oh, 25th hour. Yes. Yes. Well done, Etienne. Well done. Oh, well done. Thank you. All right. Oh, everyone's so kind. Thank you. Arrived. Oh, have a great time at work, or have a great. Yes, yes, yes. Enjoy your work. Again, I don't know. I know what this is, but it's please have a great day at work, and we'll talk again soon. Yes. Oh, McPark. Yes. Again, I don't remember. I don't remember it at all. I wish I did. I have clearer memories of Mrs. 70 and her being in her class, but even those memories are foggy at best. Callum, oh, it's nice to see you. Robert Bresson, oh, fantastic. Fantastic. Oh, Robert Bresson. I love Robert Bresson. I remember seeing Pickpocket for the first time. Oh, my goodness. Oh, my goodness. I was, so, like, I became so, one of my screen crushes was Marika Green in Pickpocket. I think I fell in love. Oh my goodness, it was amazing. Absolutely amazing. And then, the rest, as they say, is history. And then I discovered the world of Robert Bresson. Oh, it was wow. Well done. Well done. All right. Oh, Mitchell, thank you so much. Have a great weekend yourself. Talk to you again soon. Thank you. Oh, Matt, so nice to see you. No problem. No problem. Have a great work day. Maybe we'll talk again soon. Thank you. Oh, Nicholas Winding reference. So I have a little. Is it a YouTube short about Drive? I don't know, but uh, I'm a big fan. For example, of the Neon Demon, right? He did that, right? And then also Only God Forgives. I love that film. I love that film so much. That's like a mind bender. Wow. All right. Let's see. Do you have Le Samurai? Yes, I do. Yes, it's the Criterion Collection release. Yes, Le Samurai. Yeah, it's a great release. Oh, great. Again, you two have a great weekend, my friend. Thank you. Jovial Josh, thank you so much. Thank you. So, what do you have the Argento title? Any Argento title that you want to mention before you go? And I'll put it in the player and watch it in honor of you, my dear friend, and your Argento journey. Pick Up on South Street. Oh, awesome. Awesome. Times Square GT. Fantastic. Um, I have a video as well, I think, discussing the recent release of Pickup on South Street, whatever it was, a year ago or so. I've spoken a little bit in kind of non-spoiler terms, but again, about the Criterion re-release of that. And so it's great. The cover's such a great film. Oh, so fantastic. Oh, great. I hope you enjoy it. Oh, Gumishi, thank you so much, my dear friend. Thank you, Joshua Gonzalez. Oh, Drive is coming to 4K. Oh, that's great. So we can get all the wonderful 4K goodness of Drive. Oh, fantastic. And then, Joshua, thank you. All right, so I'm gonna be out. I'll be gone in about a minute. So, any last words? That's great, but if not, oh well, yes. Alvaro Tristami says, "Oh hi, oh my God, I was so disturbed by the violence and Only God for yes, it is very, very unpleasant in places. Not for everyone, that's for sure. That's for sure. So no worries. I'm totally understanding of how you feel. Not a problem at all. That's very, very reasonable impression to have of the work. All right. And oh, Dr. Cucumber says, want to ask why don't you use Letterboxd anymore? Oh, yes. No, like negative take on Letterboxd. It's just, it's again, I wish I had more time and I wish I was more internet savvy, but again, it's just another thing that I would have to do. Like YouTube videos take up a kind of a bulk of my like off time, as it were. And then to try to then talk about it further on Letterbox, I tried, but it was just maybe unmanageable for me, again, from a time management perspective. And so I just thought it's probably easier for me to focus like this. I do like Instagram and now a little bit more Twitter, but those are a little bit easier for me to handle in terms of kind of ease of use, I think. So nothing beyond that really. So I have nothing. I think it's great, by the way. Oh yes, ratings from. So I'm a little bit behind when it comes. I can't collect all those, unfortunately, because a number of titles I do have like on Japanese releases, so I don't maybe feel the need at the time to get the UK releases or the ratings. So I have a similar approach for like Third Window. I think that's great, but a number of the titles I already have or I'm able to watch otherwise in Japan. So I know not all those releases are Japanese films. I know, but I think it's great. It's fantastic. So much support and also what a great presence. It's a lot of great feedback so far. January. It's well done. I'm getting Twitter. It's like in my Twitter feed. It's like Radiance, Scream Factory, Radiance. Oh, it's fantastic. Absolutely fantastic. So, all right. Let's see. The purpose of cinema, my dear friend. Great questions, and also the trio. You've got to let me know what you think as well. In terms of your impressions of the two versions. Okay, dark glasses. So I haven't gotten it yet. I have to order it. So Four Flies. Okay, I don't have the 4K release from Severin. That is also something that my heart has, is broken because I was not able to get the Black Friday Four Flies and Gray Velvet 4K release from Severin, and so I'm heartbroken by that. But I have it on the Shameless Blu-ray, so I'll put it's a great Shameless Blu-ray, so I'll put it in. So so I'll end with my Four Flies on Gray Velvet impression in honor of Jovial Josh and others here. So thank you so much, my dear friends, for sticking around. I very much appreciate it. I know for a number of you, it's the start of your work day. You're busy. You're getting ready to go to work, whatever. But still, you stopped by. You shared your thoughts about cinema with me. You let me talk. You asked me questions. You wanted to know what I thought about this or that. So thank you so much. So I'm continue to be very honored, very very honored indeed. So I wish you all the best and hope that you're well. Real serious. Thank you. Oh, Chris Tommy. Yes. Where's the friends? Oh, you're absolutely right. That's right. I remember seeing that in college on the VHS tape before the Criterion release, of course, many years later. But it's fantastic. So thank you so much, Timothy. Thank you so much. And again, let me know how the Titanic 3D theater experience, or did you go already? I don't know, but anyway, please enjoy. And purple blue. Thank you so much, my dear friend. Thank you. Okay, and in honor of Argento, again, I think I've maybe badmouthed an Argento film giallo somewhat today. So to reverse that or to pay respect to this great filmmaker artist, let me now end with my impression from the film Four Flies on Gray Velvet. So thank you very much. Have a great rest of your day, and we'll talk again very soon. So let's close with Four Flies on Gray Velvet. So thank you. Okay, bye bye.